Afternoon, everybody, whatever time, wherever it is. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Been a couple days. We were obviously casting stage 1 of North America, so we've been a little bit busy. Haven't been pumping out the uploads quite as consistently, but excited to get back to making videos, streaming. And obviously today we are going to be recapping a very chaotic weekend here in North America. We'll let some of the people start to file in real quick, but who won an ARP? ARP are your North American champions, which, especially heading into this weekend, not a lot of people expected. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about. TSM joining COD Mobile Competitive. TSM promptly getting DQ'd from COD Mobile Competitive. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. It was a quick journey for them. It was a very quick journey. Let's see. I believe we sent notifications. Trovo should be live as well. Crossfire Dom's trash. Yeah, I wish there was a way to get it out of the map pool, but there's just not. Not till next year, anyway. Mayhem also secured a spot in Stage 5, and obviously that is the #1 concern, so happy they were able to do that. Just because of you, I started watching competitive matches. I'll love to hear it. Love to hear it. Goliath saved ARP. I mean, there were Goliaths that saved every team throughout the weekend. It wasn't just an ARP thing. It was something that happened for everybody. Okay, we are going to be talking with ZIM and Day as we recap everything. I'm not sure how much of it Day watched. I know that ZIM, obviously the coach, do you know why TSM got DQ'd? I don't think it is official news yet. Oh, and we're dropping frames a little bit. Everything that I've heard has indicated that they got DQ'd for account sharing. It is something that had been rumored to be going on for a while, but nobody had evidence of it. So, yeah, that's the word on that for right now. I'm kind of curious how, like, nobody, all undeafen. Hello, gentlemen.
What's up?
How's it going?
Oh, living someone's dream.
Yeah. Good place to be. Day, how many of the games did you watch this weekend?
I watch partied every single game.
All right. Well, that means you're 100% caught up on all the drama and everything. I think we could all agree this has been the most dramatic Stage 4 so far, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Maybe not dramatic, but I would say unexpected. Just because of the two teams DQ'd day one, TSM DQ'd, Tribe gets a DQ because of a banned score streak going into play. They get knocked out, don't even make it top 3. So I'd say at least unexpected is a good way to describe it.
That's different. The Tribe thing, that's a stupid tax. Somebody's got to pay it. If you do that,
yeah,
like, come on, that's a little different than two teams DQing. I think that's 100% on them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think just surprising in general in the fact that most people expected top 3 to be like Tribe, TSM, and Mayhem, and that got jumbled up pretty quick.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, when you talk about the 2 DQs, it kind of makes me think, well, Arsenal was there. You could have had Arsenal.
Yeah, I know.
Like
they could have thrown
teams, weren't they? And
yeah.
That was never
So did Explicit even get to pick up any of the Arsenal players for their...
Arsenal kind of gets lost in the jumble, and I feel bad for them.
Did Explicit actually get to pick up any of the Arsenal players for their roster? I thought you were allowed to make one switch, but I didn't see any.
They said that there was one switch that they would consider if the circumstances were like extreme. And then everybody got denied their one switch except... Well, actually, everybody got denied their one switch, even the teams that had extreme circumstances. So I'm not sure. Like you had like Primal, for example. They tried and tried and tried so very desperately to get a roster change because they knew that their 5th was going to snake them,
Yep.
and they knew that their 6th was nowhere out of here because they said it. They showed the admins proof, and the admins were like, "Nah, this is not a legitimate thing. You guys are just
I'll
gonna have to
screen share
figure
with
it
you
out
guys
internally."
just so you can see
And
what
you know,
I'm.
they got screwed out of it. So I don't know what the guidelines were for what an extreme circumstance is for a team, but nobody got anything, so it's
Okay.
kind of rough.
I'll just screen share with you guys so you can see like what I'm looking at on the screen. So obviously Meralto is on Primal. This is his explanation of everything. So especially like hearing it happen in real time when the producers are like, yeah, we're just not gonna have the second 2 matches, and we're like, what in the world? Obviously, like the normal response is to like blame the players, but especially seeing like Meralto's explanation, it just feels really bad for him because that, like you said, they got completely snaked by XCal, and then what, Volky was tripping on shrooms whenever they were supposed to be scrimming.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to find the. I know.
It's in a thread. It's in the thread.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Like it's in one of the screenshots where he's like, "Yeah, I'm tripping on shrooms."
Okay.
Is it that thread? He made a couple.
Okay. I looked at the other threads. They didn't seem to be directly related, but maybe they were. Let me see.
Let me see. I'll look myself too.
Maybe he deleted it.
Yeah, maybe I'm just remembering the DMs from my.
He 100% posted a screenshot of
look.
Volky saying that he was tripping
Yeah,
shrooms and was out of it for like 2 days.
Here. I got it.
Okay.
There you go. It was a response to Gramps. There you go. There you go.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, pretty rough.
Yeah.
I was tripping balls on shrooms.
Oh
Yikes.
my gosh.
To be fair, this is less of a issue than the XCal thing, right? Like, right? Like this is you can flat out sit here and be like, well, this was a bad person to team with, right?
Yeah.
Like this is a sign, you know.
Uh-huh.
The whole XCal thing is like this guy was here and
yeah.
he was just like, fuck you guys.
Uh-huh.
Excuse my language. I'm sorry, Bobby. I forgot we're on
You're
stream.
good. Yeah, I mean that's 100% what he did. It was just like, what it looked like the day of the tournament, right? Or the day before?
That was Saturday.
On the day of too, he just said, "Hey, I'm not doing this."
He just like, I mean, all you got to do is just play. Even if you come in last, that's still like a free $500 for you. Like, I just can't think of a possible logical mindset to like just throw that out the window for no reason.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, and people are kind of like, I've also heard the take that it's like, well, you chose to team with them.
Yeah.
When they say this to Meralto, and it's like, Meralto did not choose to team with these kids. Meralto tried for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And a lot of teams just didn't want Meralto. So if he wanted to compete in the stage, he actually had to get like straight up randoms or just whoever he could find. So he was really just trying to play. And in the end, it didn't even work out, man.
I just want so much good things for Meralto, especially with all the crap he's been through.
Yeah.
Like, Meralto's such a good dude. He is an incredibly talented player when he has a team that can back him up.
Really?
And I mean, there's some things you just can't foresee, right? Like, you pick up XCal, you pick up Volky, you don't foresee homie tripping on shrooms and not showing up. You don't foresee in a multi-million-dollar tournament string a player just being like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to come anymore. Like that's unfortunate, but I mean, I guess it boils down to pick better teammates in the first place.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that limits your pool to like a handful of NA players that are 18 plus that you know are committed.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Okay, so moving to the TSM drama, because that's what a lot of chat is asking about. I am limited in a certain extent to talking about what I know. Do you guys know much about the situation?
I mean, we've all heard rumors and stuff, but I'm obviously not in a position where I can really say too much of stuff that I do know or stuff that I might have heard.
Yep.
All we know is that the admins told us that TSM committed a rule violation. They weren't specific on that. Obviously, if you are one of the teams or if you're just like in the know-how from some of the streams and stuff, there's a lot of accusations going around with Truly. Whether that's true or not is kind of not for us to decide. But them getting removed, it seems like something happened, and we're kind of just waiting to see what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever will see what it was, but you could think that I would imagine it's one of two things. It's either the accusations are true, or somebody may have not used the proper device, and that's the only thing that I could imagine Activision would remove somebody from the tournament for. Or the other thing, Activision could have just totally screwed up. So like we don't know.
Yeah.
So we have to just wait.
The one thing I will say, they're picking up a roster of 7 players. 2 of the 7 players are underage. 1 of the 7 players is currently on a 1-year ban for account sharing in Mobile Mayhem. So that decision in and of itself just doesn't seem like a great decision to me from a starting point. And I'm a little bit surprised that more people weren't skeptical about that decision. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about Slothy. Slothy account shared for Fierce in one of the Mobile Mayhem finals and got them the win. And we didn't find out until, what, like 2 or 3 months after it even happened?
Yeah, seasons later.
So, I mean, that alone is and there's people in chat saying they turned 18 already. It doesn't matter. They're still not eligible to play this year. And they're also not on the roster anyways. So it doesn't really even matter.
You had to turn 18 before all of this even started.
Exactly.
For that to be relevant. So he may be 18 now, but still ineligible. And one of the weird things to me, which is why I can pretty much say that I know it's a big violation, is when TSM DQ'd a map, they were just like, hey, this is what happened. We're going to go to the next map. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They straight removed TSM from the tournament. It wasn't just a map DQ, so it wasn't something that happened in the game. And I'm going to be honest, like some of the reasons that we've heard from like the team or friends of the team just don't make sense to me. Like I know one of the things is supposedly through a friend of the team, Tip said they got banned because he had to evac from the storm and was playing on a different IP, but there were other players that had to do that too, and they didn't have that same issue. So like that's just not factual. And then I think the other rumor out there was that they said they got banned for using their red magic during scrims. But on the API level of things, Activision can look and see exactly what games were played on the correct devices when they were played. If so that's just not a realistic thing either. Also, I know when I was watching the Tribe stream when they all met up, they played a couple scrims on Red Magic because their Xperia was overheating. So this again falls into an instance where other players were in the exact same scenario as that claim and didn't suffer the same instance. So either Activision really messed up, or again, it's something serious that they just don't want to get out.
And also, like on top of that, I'm looking at every single one of their profiles right now, and not a single one of them has tweeted a thing since it happened. So it's not like they're trying to defend themselves and make a case for themselves. Like, it seems like they've pretty much accepted that they got caught in whatever they're doing, and they're just going completely dark.
They totally stopped Saturday. Like, we had another semifinal match.
Yeah.
So when this happened, we weren't even expecting to play our match that early against Tribe. We were waiting for the losers bracket rounds to catch up, and then we were supposed to wait for TSM to play. I don't know who it was they were playing, and we were gonna play Tribe in the semifinal, and then they told us that we were up next, and we were like, what? And then we played our match. We were done for the day, and we asked for the schedule just to see how it would line up, because it was really odd that they would make changes like that last second. They usually don't do that, and then the day was just over.
Yeah.
So it was like really confusing. There was another semifinal match, Tribe played in the losers bracket, and the Tribe DQ too was really funny because that was like, oh my god, they lost.
Yeah.
What's going on? So going into Sunday, nobody had any fucking freaking clue what was going on, and yeah, it was nuts. But for them to stop a day was crazy.
Yeah, we were caught off guard. I think it was me and Shift that were on at the end, and we were just casting. We're like, yeah, we got one more match after this. We'll send it back to the desk, and then Golden Boy's like, all right, that's our last match of the day. We're like, wait, what happened? And they're like, yeah, apparently like something's going down. We're not really sure what's gonna happen. We have to wait for a ruling, and then the next day find out Truly's just out of the competition altogether. Pretty crazy.
And I don't know. I am kind of interested to see if TSM even hangs on to that roster at this point.
Oh, I would be really shocked. I mean, I feel like a lot of those. Yes. I don't know. Probably on the dryer. Okay. I feel like a lot of those players are just gonna have a tough time getting picked up in general, especially if it is like something to do that, because not only is that a bad look for TSM and that they didn't like fully investigate the team if they were doing something wrong, but it's also just another really bad look for COD Mobile in the fact that like the first massive org that actually gets involved in the scene, the first team that they pick up immediately gets caught for cheating, like less than a day after they get picked up.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. Especially because I know like there's a lot of like reputable players on that team that I think are gonna suffer a pretty heavy kind of like black mark. You know, like nobody dislikes Tiprath, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody likes Tip, but if you look at an event like this and it comes out that it was some serious rule violation, I can't imagine people are gonna look and be like, how did you know about this and then just like let it slide?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's like, yeah, you want to win, yeah, you want to make things happen, but you don't do it. I don't know, it just seems so short-sighted. Like if it is something you're gonna get found out in, and if it's like account sharing, like there's no way that you can account share in stage 5. Like it's on LAN, it's got to be those same players, so it's almost like you're just playing for that little chunk of prize money and then accepting your fate whenever you get to LAN. And obviously we don't have confirmation that that's what it is, but it's who said they're account sharing. I mean, that's what all the rumors have been, so obviously there's no confirmation, but I haven't heard anything else that feels like it would be to the degree that it needs to be for them to have the result that they had. Wally, do you have information you would like to share with us about what actually happened? Yes, but am I allowed to say it? No? Interesting.
Why would you not be allowed to say anything?
Yeah, I don't know why an underage player that's not associated with the team in any way not be allowed to say it. That's interesting. Why is account sharing banned? Because you have to play with the roster that you signed or that you qualified with?
That seems like that should have been an obvious thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, there are players close to the team that claim it's not account sharing. Don't know what it is, but
yeah,
they're out of the competition.
Yeah, players close to the team can claim that it's not account sharing, but like if it was a valid reason, then it seems like they would just say what the reason was. You know?
Yeah, like if TSM's innocent here, like they should be saying something about it.
Well, Antox just told me in DM that the Saturday game stopped because after the S&D, they made tickets with the admins complaining about stream sniping. So that's what Antox says the reason for the Saturday stoppage is. I don't know if that's true or not, but there was like freaking no delay at all. At the end of Saturday, I messaged Ethan. I was like, Ethan, dude, you know that there's like 10 seconds of delay, right? You need to
so
get
there are
on that.
people that think it was like stream sniping?
Yeah.
Oh.
Antox is saying he made a ticket and called it stream sniping.
Okay.
And that's what he's saying is the stoppage reason. I don't know.
There
was no delay though. The delay was there was no delay though. I didn't notice until after Saturday ended that Tech was like, dude, I was watching the VOD back and I really don't remember it being this close. He'd like check the map score in between maps just to see what people were talking in the chat or whatever. And he's like, dude, we just finished the map. Why is the game over?
Yeah. I saw Wall in chat say it's so cringe that you guys would believe the rumors. The thing is, the team hasn't said anything about it. So there's no reason to believe anything besides the rumors when nobody on the team has said a single thing about what's actually happened right there. You know?
We're also just talking, right? Like, we're not verifying any of this to be true.
No, I definitely like to confirm that I don't believe anything. I'm just saying this is what's been said, and we don't know. Plus, I just came out the gate, and I was like, yo, this guy just DM'd me, and he said he made a ticket with the admins complaining about stream sniping. So it's very well possible they got DQ'd for stream sniping. Who knows? So we really don't know. But that's kind of.
And just based on like the fact that you're picking up somebody that's on a 1-year ban for account sharing, like it's not an unreasonable assumption to make. Not saying that it's the correct assumption, but that's the jump that most people with any line of reasoning are going to make because they don't have any information outside of that. So like,
well, they also didn't do any listen-ins or have cameras.
Yeah, no cameras, no listen-ins. They were the only team that didn't have a camera. Like it's just they kind of put themselves in a position to be doubted. When you have like you pick up an account, sure. You don't have any cameras. I don't have any of their players ever stream scrims.
Well, this is actually another really good point because Solid back in Masters was like, I was waiting for him to get dropped by the roster. And then
he fried on Saturday. He had like a 1.7.
Yeah. I mean, I was ready for him to get dropped, and then they come in and say they haven't even played since Masters. And
that's the other thing. They hadn't played for like 2 months.
Yeah, 2 weeks before the 2 weeks before stage 4 started, they're like, oh, we started playing again, and all of a sudden Solid goes from someone who I thought was going to be dropped from the roster to someone who darn near could have been MVP of stage 4. Like, yeah, I get it. Players can get better over time and stuff, but if they openly claimed that they haven't played in 2 months, where is the where was the time put in to get that better? You know?
Exactly. And I think that you could say the same for Truly Gamer. I mean, he could have been scrimming like crazy off stream, but he wasn't even starting for Truly when they were last place in Mobile Mayhem, and that was like a year ago, and we haven't seen anything from him since then. So I'm not saying it's not possible that he makes that improvement, makes the grind off stream, but it just seems like there's a lot of players that all of a sudden got really, really good in these random situations.
Truly got DQ'd from one of the later Mobile Mayhems, actually in challengers, because they account shared on Gamer's account with
there you go.
his brother, with his little brother. It wasn't anybody in the community, it was his little brother. And the reason we noticed it was because I was watching the game and they were just all getting Goliaths and throwing it raid like on laundry.
Yeah.
And his little brother was on his account, Gamer's account. So they were just throwing the Goliath, and they would just they'd be like, get in the Goliath. And he'd sit top raid, and literally all he would do is shoot at the flag.
Oh my gosh.
Like, dude, there's no way this is Gamer. Like, this is not Gamer. We asked the manager, and they were like, nah, that's Gamer. He's doing whatever he's doing. And then I messaged Gamer, and Gamer's like, nah, man, that's my brother.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, thanks for your honesty, man. But
I mean, it just feels like a lot of that. If they didn't do anything wrong, they didn't do themselves any favor to prevent any skepticism. When you combine that, you pick up somebody that's banned from Mobile Mayhem for account sharing. You don't have any cameras. Nobody's seen any of your players stream any of their POVs. like we said, we don't know anything about what happened with the team, but they just didn't do anything to put themselves in a position to be trusted. That's definitely for sure. Okay.
Yeah, and I think again, there's no proof that any of it is accurate, but there's just so much stuff that just lines up that it just feels really weird. And again, a lot of that is going to boil down to the team itself and just the way they handled it, because again, you get picked up by TSM and then you're the only team in the entire tournament that doesn't have a single camera on, right? Like it just doesn't look like the effort was put forward that you would expect out of an org that size.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, like, if TSM contacted them or if they like reached out to TSM, because that was so bizarre to me that just like out of the blue, team that hasn't scrimmed for 2 months gets picked up by one of the biggest gaming orgs in the world, and nobody like throughout the entire community had any idea how or when it was going to happen.
Well, and then the other thing is, TSM came in and picked up a team before actual like a handful of COD League teams. Like TSM is a very well, at least originally a very MOBA heavy organization. They have reached out to some other stuff. yeah. I mean, they have reached out to some other areas.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as them like just coming in out of nowhere and picking up a COD mobile team just kind of felt weird, to be honest with you.
Well, TSM was in the very early iterations of the COD World League, and they were in a lot of the MLG events before that. They just didn't have very good teams, and so
right. That's what I'm saying. I thought they dipped
TSM,
out of COD.
Seeing TSM in COD is not weird because I don't want to say they're a staple, because they're definitely not in the same way they are for like League or whatever other games like chess and stuff like that, but they are definitely no stranger to COD. So I'm happy that they were here. I don't think it's a surprise that they picked up a COD mobile team. If you follow Suij on Twitter, he just
how do you spell his name?
Sui Generis, I think he's the.
Here, I'll type it to you, Bobby.
Okay.
I think he's like the director of something over at TSM now. He, for months before the pickup, was talking about the growth of COD Mobile and the players and how much money it was making, talking about how mobile was a really big thing. And so you could really see from a long time ago leading into now that TSM definitely had their eye on mobile.
Okay, I know who that is.
He definitely had their eye on mobile for sure. And TSM or Suij, he came from Vainglory. He came from Hammers, the org that Sylvia worked with. He was on a whole bunch of different places, so he's definitely no stranger to mobile. Them picking up this roster, I'm surprised they picked up this roster, but I'm not surprised they picked up a team. But they're definitely no stranger.
I've definitely gotten in an argument with that guy on Twitter before. I can't remember what it was about,
he's got strong opinions.
he does have very strong opinions. I recognize him. That's funny.
Yeah, he's got strong opinions. But...
Okay. That's it. I totally didn't even realize that he was with TSM now, because when I got in an argument with him, he definitely wasn't with TSM at the time. That's funny.
The other thing, the other rumors, I don't know if you've kept up with like stuff happening in the CDL, but like with Paris, the trademark stuff happening there, and the Optic Dallas merger. It looks like there's another spot open, and the league has been talking about expansions since its inception. So one of the things that's going around a lot on the like the leaker post places and the Reddits and all of that is that there's a franchise spot up for grabs, and they're looking to expand potentially into Las Vegas. And the teams that are, or the orgs rather, that are, I guess, in the bidding for that, allegedly are TSM and Cloud9. So you could see that TSM is preparing their entry into COD just outright, and they're looking to do it on all levels, which would be really cool if mobile ends up following in the franchising footsteps too. So lots of good stuff to see.
All right, we'll move on to the actual games that happened. Is obviously this is supposed to be NA Champs recap, and so far we have only talked about the drama. So we'll kind of run through the games one at a time. Obviously, game one, you got Team Revenge versus Mayhem. Anything that really stuck out to you guys about this one? Obviously, Mayhem taking it 3-0.
Well, I mean, it's my team, so
yeah,
kind of talk for it. I didn't even know that Evader was playing, so I was quite surprised when I saw him qualify. I didn't even know all of the rosters on all of the qualifying teams for stage 4. We just kind of figured that out when we got into the server and we saw everybody. But
Yeah.
this was not a team that I could find literally any VODs on. I couldn't find any tournament gameplay with them. I think they were put together very for stage 3 and stage 4.
Yeah.
Whenever I would message them to scrim, none of them would answer, so I didn't get any practice with them. I had no idea what was going on.
Okay.
But Evader is somebody that I know from Vainglory. I know he's a good competitor. He 1v4 Truly last year. People forget about that.
Yeah, he did that in stage 3 and knocked them out so that they had to qualify in part 2 of stage 3.
Yeah.
And that was right when Truly was about to get picked up by Fnatic and they got bounced.
Yeah. So Truly's got some bad luck, but he did that. So we weren't as baity as this first round looked. We definitely weren't falling for it. I was surprised that they were even doing what they did to us in S&D. Like, for them to get 3 rounds on us on the firing range, which is one of our better maps, I was quite surprised about. But they were a team that I was expecting to get double first rounded, respectfully, and they would have, but the DQs, they kind of got 2 more DQ passes. I think they placed higher than Tribe. They placed like 5th or 4th.
Yeah,
like
because they played against Explicit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's funny how that works, but I really like that Revenge is looking at COD Mobile. For those of you that don't know who Revenge is, or the org, Revenge is super old. They are like OG. If you're a COD fan, you're seeing these guys from like Black Ops 2, from like Ghosts and stuff like that. They placed 2nd in Champs and AW, so it's really cool to see Revenge playing. I would have wished that they picked up a different team, but but it was really cool to see, and it's dope. But this round was exactly what you would have thought it would have been, with the exception of us being a little sloppy on S&D.
All right, moving on.
Just as a clarification, Zim, you mean firing range is one of your best search and destroy maps, right? Because it is certainly not one of your best respawn maps.
Yeah, sorry, S&D maps.
All right. And then this is the matchup that was happening at the same time. So obviously ARP versus Explicit. We didn't realize going into this that this is a matchup that actually could have potentially happened, had a couple miracles happen, maybe even in the finals, especially with the way that the way that Explicit was playing.
The Explicit roster that was good is the roster that people saw from the Arsenal kind of merge. And they were a lot of people's like dark horse boogeyman when they were playing with that team. They had like constantly they were beating Tribe. So that roster, that iteration of it was really solid. Solo was a big part of that. So regardless of if you take Saxy and Molly off of that team, the most of it is the same. It's, I think, still 3 out of the 5. So that's definitely a team that people needed to watch out for. There's always one in every regional, it seems, so far, and I hope it continues. But there's always one team that kind of catches fire, and they've got that one player that has that good tournament.
Yeah,
Solo was that.
Yeah, that was kind of Revenant in India that nobody really expected to do anything, and then they broke through and got top 3.
And even the Garena Championship, didn't the one team that straight up reverse smoked NRX in the final?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. We gotta talk about that too, chat, because NRX. Let's see.
They didn't lose a single map going up into the grand final. They got to the grand final, lost 3-0 in the first series, then won 1 game in the second series, but got reverse swept, like just straight up reverse swept.
Yeah. So Smart Omega sends PDR Esports down to the lower bracket 3-0. Now we got PDR that's going to go up against Ultimate ePro. Ultimate ePro beats them 3-1. They go up to the winner's bracket. So and Ultimate ePro got sent down there by PDR, which is who Smart Omega beat 3-0. So the fact that they lose 3-0 and 3-1 is just so crazy to me.
This is kind of like one of those things that makes like esports so cool, is like anybody can have a bonkers tournament. Like XSET last year was not anybody's favorite. They were just they were just nobody was thinking about XSET, and they had a really strong tournament. So at any point in time, if you strap up and you play into one of these, the pressure hits different for some people, and some people clench up, they tighten up, and some people don't. And you can have a really strong performance, and that's where you see people who don't have the established name coming into events like these really kind of build on that.
Yep.
So I think you'll see strong campaigns out of some of the top performers that didn't have that I guess cachet next year on better teams.
Yep. Obviously, Mayhem goes on to win the domination right here. This is not anything super surprising. I believe they get the triple cap at the end, and Revenge actually did a good job. They kept it close in the first half, but I think just too much snowball for Mayhem, and eventually caught up to him, especially once you see that triple cap go into play. Did you feel like there was one MVP for this series for Mayhem?
I think the MVP of the entire tournament for us, if we had won, was Space. That would be my pick. A lot of people don't know this, and if you didn't read my reflection after the event, you definitely not know. But coming into this tournament, we had like a month of either very bad quality practice or just no practice, and we were playing with Leon the entire time. And Leon didn't play on Saturday or Sunday. We woke up on Friday and we were like, Space, you're playing. And he didn't have any scrims. He no defined role on the team. He just did everything that he was asked in every single game, and he did it at a very high level. Coming in, I don't think anybody else could have done that. He's super selfless, and had it not been for Space, we would not have made any kind of noise in this tournament. So Space is definitely the MVP of every single series, quite honestly, for me.
All right. Well, there you go. You heard it from the coach. We see the end of this. I can't remember. I think ARP does win this 3-0, but this was a crazy game of domination because it's one of those fraction of a second flag caps where literally a fraction of a second would have been a different winner, but ARP had that 10th of a second more on the tick, so they get the win. You see, or wait.
No, it was explicit that
won this game. It was explicit that one. Yeah, you're right, because they ticked up to 140 before ARP hit 130. Wow, yeah, this was a crazy, crazy one.
Yeah, I thought it was chalked because ARP had 2 cap and they held this 2 cap the entire time. So you're really just kind of, if you're in this situation, you're kind of trying to count the ticks and you're trying to figure out where it lines up on the 149s. I quite honestly don't know why Explicit won this game.
Because they only needed 4 and ARP needed 9 right there.
No, I understand, but they've got the B cap. So they should be ticking 2. Instead of, in fact, if COD Mobile instead ticked 1 at a time and ticked just a straight up 2, you would have saw ARP win. I think that's how that works.
I think that's what you got to look at, because you got Explicit at 140
before 1 at a time.
Well, yeah, but 1 at a time for each of them. What's the other way that you do that?
So
whoever has the 2 cap, you tick them 2.
It would be a global tick. Every X amount of time, whoever has control of flags, not based on when the flag was capped. So that's currently the issue. Is it's when the flag is capped. So that is definitely a consideration. But
okay. Well, that's interesting. So obviously, ARP, or do we see another ARP game here? Because obviously they won that one, and then they go back to the hard point over on Takeoff.
Yeah, and they handle their business. They won that map, but this was like really kind of scary. Takeoff is a map that I don't think either of these teams are quite honestly very good at. So when you're watching a team like ARP, if they ever have had success against us in scrims or any Takeoff that I've seen them play in Respawn, it really depends on how they play P1 and P2 and if they can transition to P3. So and that's pretty much every single team's how every single team wants to play it. But you see really unique stuff from a couple teams on this first 2 hills. You don't want to be in a huge hole at the end of P1. Some teams, they'll put you in a 40-point hole at the end of P1, and then P2 is all the worse, because if you have that that top left spawn here on the map, or the
Mm-hmm.
low left, whatever spawn, that's definitely the preferred side for, I'd say, the first 3 hills. So if you're spawning on that side at the end of P2 or at the end of P1, you're just really going to get a lot of time. You see that they're spawning top in the middle part of the map there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really easy to control that. So from here, you also have a really easy transition to P3. And if you can't flip this side, you're in a really tough spot if you're explicit. So being in this kind of a hole is really rough. You just got to try to win some gunfights.
Yeah, it was interesting how, and I think Maven or Shift said it well, but it seemed like ARP was improving every game throughout the weekend, and obviously it's tough to evaluate their game against Truly because you don't know like what the rule infraction is that Truly committed. So you don't know if you evaluate that as a legitimate 5-on-5 or if there was some sort of other advantage that they had right there. But they got 3-1 and they didn't really look that great on any particular game mode as it was happening. So for them to be able to come back as strong as they did, even through like DQ wins and everything, looking as strong as they did on Grand Finals Day was pretty impressive.
Yeah, sometimes you get that second breath of life, and you get that second chance, and you're just able to be like, okay, and you can use that as a regathering moment for your team if they're kind of down. And I think all of ARP really responded well to that second chance.
Mm-hmm.
And they did good on the weekend.
All right.
I mean, I definitely gotta put something out here for ARP. So ARP has always been a team that is really good with their teamwork and their rotations.
Yeah.
But has always, to me, been a team that struggles with the gunfights. And I don't want to say it's like the sole reason they won, but obviously ARP was playing at a team house where, I mean, they had like essentially no ping at all. And
oh, did they?
Them being able to win more of their gunfights just made their teamwork just so overwhelming for a lot of teams, because a lot of times you look at ARP and where they excel is, they get the early rotations, they're getting set up, they capitalize on 40 of 60 seconds of a hard point, and they win over time that way. Now we're looking at them in the same scenario, and ARP, where it's like, they normally don't win gunfights against a lot of these players, are coming through, and just it was ARP performed way better than I expected them to. And again, just it's not the reason they won, but like the combination of their teamwork then followed up with just incredibly devastating gun skill was just crazy to watch.
Yeah. All right.
Playing in person with each other also makes a really big.
So was Mayhem really not in person with each other?
No, we were the only like top team that was not at all.
Okay.
We didn't fly anywhere.
Okay.
In fact, we had to move some of our people because of the hurricane, and
yeah.
So none of us were together at all. And we quite honestly didn't know who would be playing on Saturday or Sunday too. So because we had people who said they weren't going to be available. We had a lot of Wi-Fi issues because of the hurricane and stuff. We weren't flying out. So no, everybody else, or not. I can't say everybody else, but Explicit flew out. Tribe flew out. ARP flew out. The concept of LAN though, you're still playing online, but even LAN like on mobile, because it's really kind of tough to tether your device.
Yeah.
There's still gonna be some ping. You're just playing all on the same Wi-Fi, which makes a big difference.
Okay.
I mean, five ping in comparison to 45 ping is a giant difference.
How do you know it's 5 ping? Because I mean, we don't know where they played. I don't know if they played in Dallas or if they played in Cali. Playing in Cali, because they played wherever the owner of the ARP's house is, because that's where they went. They went to the org owner's house, I'm pretty sure.
I was under the understanding they were in Dallas.
Well, if they were in Dallas,
then yeah, 5 ping.
Then yeah. Okay. All right.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like yeah, okay, you can't exclusively say ping is a deciding factor, but in a lot of those gunfights where some of these maps were really close, for example, the 149-150, like that was a really close game for possibly having, well, I guess it was against Explicit, who was also traveled, but if you're looking at 5 ping versus 40 ping, that's like a quarter second of a difference that someone can essentially have.
With the shotgun
yeah,
too,
I was
with
gonna
shorty,
say
exactly,
ping
with
is
the shorty.
especially a big factor when you've got the one-tap shorty. And that's one thing that I noticed. It seemed like a lot of the shorty gunfights were going the way of ARP. I was curious if that was because that was a gun they had maybe mastered a little bit more, or if there was something else to it. Obviously, not taking any credit away from their win, but especially Pepe was just in the search and destroy, shredding with the shorty.
Yeah, Pepe fried, man. He definitely deserved the MVP for the.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like Jesus got robbed of that MVP. Like Pepe had good games, but he had bad games too. And Jesus was consistent throughout the whole tournament. I think he ended with like a 1.46 or something, and Pepe ended with a 1.2. Because again, Pepe did have not so good games. So
yeah,
as far as the consistency level goes, I was definitely leaning on Jesus' side for that one.
I think they did it mainly based off like how finals went because
yeah.
It's more like a finals
he was cracked in the finals.
Yeah, I think it was the finals MVP. I think that's kind of how they did that.
Yeah.
Pepe was also just doing stuff on the map, even on the games where he wasn't playing well. He was doing pretty good stuff playing well on the scoreboard. I would say like kills, deaths, but he was still doing stuff on the map where he's still positioning himself fairly correctly for the idea they're trying to put out. So he was definitely not like just straight up selling maps that he was doing bad.
Yeah.
He was trying his best. So I think it was well deserved.
So
you couldn't have picked a better one.
Chat saying they were playing in Oklahoma, and apparently Oklahoma has 5 to 10 ping as well, so that does make sense. Apparently Oklahoma's the meta.
Yeah, and chat, we do see you saying they normally play on ADMS, and that's exactly why I made the statement that ARP has always been a strong team with their teamwork. That's how they maintain near the top, even with that ping disadvantage. Yeah. So you take a team that has really good teamwork, and you put them in a situation where they can really capitalize on their gun skill, and that's where they became an overwhelming force in stage 4. I'm not by any means saying ARP is a bad team. That's not at all. I don't want anybody to take it that way. I'm just saying where you maybe seen ARP struggle in the past, they had a big opportunity to really turn that around here this weekend.
Yep. All right, moving on. Tri versus NYSL. I said coming into this, the key was going to be for Mayhem to start strong in the hard points and not come out flat. And it was the exact opposite. So obviously, what do you in ZIM specifically, what do you think it is that Mayhem either comes out just like not winning a single gunfight, or they just steamroll the opposing team? It feels like there's never much of an in between.
Well, we're not bad at respawn. We're not at all bad at respawn. If you look at our, I know
that you're not bad because you always end up making a massive comeback, but it's after this giant gap is formed off the start of the game.
Yeah, like I'm not the scrim guy, but like our practice for the most part, we win a lot of our respawns. We're not bad at respawn.
Yeah.
You should actually rewind this real quick and go to the very start of the game and just kind of play it through, and I'll tell you when to pause.
Okay.
So we've got the good side here.
Uh-huh.
By all accounts, just like on Dom, the good side is A flag, so you want to maintain this. If you lose the first hill, it's okay. You need to just try to make sure that you're not getting steamrolled through your point. So pause it right here, and you'll notice that at this point in the game, we've got 3 people still on the good side entering the hill, and we have a guy spawning out.
Yeah.
At this point, you're split across the map, and you must know that they're spawning green. We do know this. We just made a brain fart here, and this kind of happens. Instead of going to the point, what you're supposed to do here is back the fuck up. We didn't back the fuck up. And these green people, they crossed, they took the spawn from us, and we end up spawning out, making a really tough cross to P2.
So 3 and 2 are supposed to back up, right?
3 and 2 are supposed to back up, and the guy that just died, there's 2 of them that just died.
Okay.
Awaken, and I don't know who. The first point, as long as we're not getting 40-point dubbed on P1, it's okay. You're going to get that back on P2. We need to make sure we're maintaining the spawns for that. We didn't do that. And you see a lot of the times when we play in the Hackney, you can refer this same map that we played against this same team in the charity tournament.
Yeah.
We played the same exact map, and the same exact thing happened, except we were on the bad side, so we didn't flip. We go into this P2, and a lot of the times, if our Hackney P1 and P2 is bad, we're down in a 90-point hole right out the gate.
And that's what happened.
And that's exactly what happened. We're 80, 90 points down at the even here. Like you can pause it here. This is a good position to be in too. We still had 3 pausing on spawning on the low left. If you back it up 5 seconds, just back it up real quick. When those 3 were dead, so there's the 3 alive. There's no reason at all to take any challenge here. Get into the point, wait for them to come for you. We have people spawning in Narnia right now. They need to get across.
Yeah.
So we need to be patient. We know that they're going to spawn on us. At no point, if we win these gunfights, it doesn't matter how early we win them. The earlier we win them, the worse, because we're going to continue to give them chances. They spawn right on top of you. You have to have that cargo, that little crate. So for the first person to die is really bad. These guys got to maintain. That was unlucky. The shotgun just whiffing in the face. That would have maybe done something different, stolen an extra spawn for us. But here comes that really tough transition, and here you just need patience, which is something that we're still severely lacking in some of these hardpoint maps. You got to start with the patience, look for the first blood, make sure you get your utility out. The smoke goes out, but again, lack of patience. Get wiped, and then it's just wipe. That P2 is really, really hard.
Yeah, because that P2 is definitely the money hill right here. Like, once they get control topside, they've got spawns. It's just like, there's so many different angles you got to clear people out of, and especially once they were starting to get the operators, the score streaks, there's not a whole lot of options.
Yeah, and we call this map. There are spawns on some maps where they spawn right next to each other. We call those summit spawns. Summit, and we look directly on Summit, on that map Summit, back like how it used to be, where you spawn right on top of them. So we have different spawns on the map that we identify as those kinds of spawns. So if you're not playing from there, you're just gonna get railroaded. And here, like sure as can be, we're down 90 points, and we've been in this situation before. It happens to us. Our P3 and P4 is really, really solid. So we know if our P1 and P2 doesn't smoke absolute horse crap, we're going to win Hackney 95% of the time. And we do really well on this hill.
Yeah.
Look at how we're able to hold this. We're able to play our crosses really well. We maintain spawns. We keep them on a side of the map. It doesn't really matter which one it is, as long as you position to defend that side of the map. And we maintain a lot of time on a hill that's really, really tough to get time on. We work really hard on this point. That's just a great play by Narrow.
Yeah, I don't think many people understand the amount of impact that just that movement and being able to predict the strategy the opposing team has of trying to get you clear. And even right there, like able to bob back so that he doesn't die and giving his team the opportunity to get the shorty shot. He makes some massive plays that nobody's ever really going to see in the scoreboard.
He's disgusting, and like Narrow's the soul of our team. He's always going to be the soul of every team that he's on. But he makes plays. You really got to watch this guy just create space and give you time to come back on the map and make a play just like he does there. We get exactly the time we want. So by all accounts, we were down nothing to 90. We just got 40 seconds on a P3, which is really hard to get into. We make this good transition into P4, and that was super unlucky. Rewind this real quick. When the Goliath was going down, just rewind until the Goliath goes down. Right before he caps it. Look at our guys. They're just about to hop up on the wall. They almost killed Bolu. So if we kill Bolu and we steal the Goliath, we win the game.
Yep.
So he just narrowly gets into the Goliath.
And they don't even get much time off the hard point at all.
At this point, the game should be done.
Yeah.
Tribe wins here. We make it like our game on this map is really solid. We were able to juggle damage on the Goliath with contest time so that we don't lose the game here. They've got a sentry gun on the point. This game should be over. But we make a great play here just to not lose the game. That's exactly what you're trying to do here. Not lose and take it to a next hill where you've got to force them to come to you, and you can kind of put them in a spawn trap. So we just survive long enough to not lose and maintain a good transition. If we flip and we're spawning P2, we've lost the game.
Yeah.
So we don't want to give them all this point here, all this point time here, and the transition. So we need to make sure no matter what we're doing, we're not biting too much. At this point, you look at the scoreboard, it's 2 seconds, and then you've got that 10-second intermission. So it's just patience here, win a couple gunfights, we'll get on our next wave. But at this point, the game's never over. We're down 48, but we know that our P5 is strong if we can stack up on that.
And that's a big one for Little B right there. If you can clear out the back boxes, and especially the 2-piece right there, that just makes zero options for Tribe, because now they're spawning back all the way opposite side of the map again.
Yeah, so here now we know exactly where they're spawning. I don't know if we threw that smoke. If we threw that smoke, I gotta flame somebody. But I know we do that sometimes. We just give teams smokes for no reasons. But but I mean, everybody goes crazy here. Like Narrow makes hella plays, contesting there is not losing the game. We've got the preferred spawn. We're continuing to spawn on the preferred side. We're just making plays here. Little B's going big. Everybody's holding. Another big kill on the spawn there. He clears out the back too. That's great. Or that's Tech, right? Is that Tech? Because
it was a Little B that got the kill.
Okay, so whoever it was, making really good plays. And then the goal here is to get the good side. We know that it's 2 points left, but we've got that 10-second intermission, so set yourself up for long-term success. What if we do really well on P1? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Then but if we do really well on P1 and we're screwed on the P2 side, we're never going to win the game. So we have to be thinking steps ahead. And we were doing it.
Yeah,
we were doing
that's
it right
huge
here.
for Tectonic. Takes out the death machine.
That's huge. Here I thought, and Envy's AFK, so I think his device.
Okay.
At the very last, at the end of the very last hill, his device like exploded or something. We're doing it here. We literally
Strong
just have
star
to make sure
with the
that
rookie tier
from our
membership.
back,
Mo
they
with the
don't get
gifted.
into
I
our
appreciate
point.
it, guys.
So you're seeing
we're talking with
spawning
ZIM.
left, and
He is the coach of NYSLM.
It's like we've got to make sure those guys don't get on the point because our hill is strong. We're quite honestly just looking the wrong way, and this guy makes the kill, gets onto the point, and wins the game. But if that guy dies, look at the state of the map. We've got 2 people coming in. There's nobody on the point. The next closest person is who that guy is looking down on in the window. We win the point, and then we have the P2 transition, and we win that game. So our Hackney is definitely about how we start and not how we finish, because we are very good at playing it through for the most part.
Yeah.
We just need to not get into these deep assholes.
Yeah, they do that. Like I said, they either come out absolutely swinging or they just get steamrolled off the start. I think that's what happened in the last domination against ARP yesterday as well. Is came out a little bit flat, let them get too many score streaks, and then couldn't bring it back even with strong side advantage. Obviously,
and that's the rough part. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a game, chat. If you didn't watch Masters, you need. Or if you didn't watch Champs, you need to watch this Search and Destroy. This is one of the craziest Search and Destroys that you will see in like any level of Call of Duty Mobile.
And I definitely got to give a big shout out to Little B, because in Masters, Little B just honestly planked, right? Little B has had one of those kind of careers where pretty inconsistent, right? Like you can see him go up against an ARP and be dropping 30 kills and again, I'm using ARP as a comparison because they are a good team, right? But they'll go up against ARP, which is one of their big competitors. He'll drop 30 kills in a respawn. He'll drop 15 kills in a Search and Destroy. Boom, you go into your next game against an Explicit or an AR, and boom, he's 9-21. He's
I think his biggest issue is that he just gets in his own head too much.
Well, he played all weekend just phenomenally.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Little B is very much a product of the circumstances around him, how the attitudes are, and kind of how everything's going. When Little B gets down on himself, it's often because everything else around him is not very jolly. Like he's not the guy that's gonna pull you out of the quicksand. Like he's just not. Narrow's that guy. Like he's supposed to be that guy. Tech is not that guy either. Like a lot of people think that Tech is this IGL extraordinaire and all this stuff. Like Tech doesn't even want IGL. Like, that's just not his. That's just not his thing. And because of the stature of his kind of player, like he's widely considered great and stuff. It very unfairly gets. They look to him.
Yeah.
So it's not that he is the IGL as much as it is that they respect what he says. So if we're not having a good start and things get bad and Narrow's either not there or Narrow's also rocky, there's just nobody to pull it out of the sand. So it takes somebody
Valerie
to
with a
step
gifted
up
sub. I appreciate it.
in these places and really do that. And Little B's not that guy. Little B has tried to, and he definitely has had moments where he's like, guys, like what the fuck, come on, like let's do it. And he'll try, but that's just not him.
Yeah.
He definitely has been inconsistent for the second half of like the phone part, but there was a time when Little B was widely considered the best in the game.
Yeah, I
Period.
remember that. Like
Back in
somebody
Omen.
back in Omen. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there
When
was
he was in
even a
Omen.
streak
And even
recently
yeah, he had
where
that like
I considered him to be better than Tectonic, and I think Tectonic was going through like a little bit of a lull in his play. Like he wasn't as consistent, but Little B was dropping like 40s in hardpoint.
Yeah, no, like Little B is world class for sure, and he has these like super like on fire streaks.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to deal with. He's as good as anybody is when he's firing, but
yeah,
this is a team that attitudes need to be right from the gate.
Yep.
If they're not, quite honestly, you'll see it struggle in the
That's what happened in Masters. Like you could tell
exactly
they just didn't have their mojo.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened in Masters. And as confident as Little B was in his own ability at the time, because Little B was frying at that time.
Yeah, 100%.
We just didn't have the vibe all around, and it kind of kicked it. But
all right, talking about the S&D, this was so interesting to watch. So obviously, one of the things we talked about a lot on stream was the impact that Awaken had in that for what I think the first 4 rounds right here, Tribe really had no counter, and all he had to do was spray 4 bullets through that wall, check and see if anybody's planting the bomb.
Yeah, we definitely work on the S&D a lot. This is something that, quite honestly, every team does. So it's not unique to us.
That was a god nade from Nero.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Let me look at that real quick. So Nero is 2.
He's in P1.
He's in P1. Okay.
He just looked.
Oh yeah, he lined it up. Especially and I guess when you get the smoke to go through right there, I think that the reason that went through, I think the snipers were able to take out the trophy systems, right?
Yeah. So yeah. Either that or maybe Awaken got it from the wallbang.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, Crossfire. This is very. I don't think it's defensively sided. I think it's whatever you're good at side, because we've smoked teams 5-0 on offense. Good teams on offense, and we've also just straight up stopped people on defense as well. So it's really just about the patience. But you should see that we should not really be moving.
Yeah.
We have the bomb down, and when we're playing against S&D and when we review teams, we know more or less who the bomb carrier is, so we can track what the kill is on the map and decide whether or not that's the bomb. Plus, with the new update, if you just happen to be looking at the direction of the bomb, it shows you it on the map.
Valor with another gift.
We can kind of confirm that as well. But once we know that the bomb's down, the game tells you when it gets picked up again. So calm down and just chill out. This was kind of.
Yep.
I'm gonna flame him for that.
He probably should have gotten it, but Awaken cleans it up. That was good. Childs was so good for Tribe, and we talked about. Apparently, he tweeted out like, "Man, I didn't get any credit for how I played in the S&D." We hyped him up every single minute of this S&D, so I'm not sure what that was about. But he played
even from the grave there. Even from the grave there, almost winning the round.
Yeah,
like he throws the nade, he kills the guy.
Party too.
Yeah,
Childs was absolutely cracked for Tribe this weekend.
Like we just nonstop gassed him in this game.
He gets a lot of kills on Little B, and that's kind of like he teases him for it.
Yeah,
that's because Child sits on the back of the map and he just stares at something. And Little B, he just wants to run around and jump off cars and
Little B
in the middle of the
just
map. And
the ballsiest sniper I have ever seen in like really any competitive shooter. And I think it works for him sometimes because he catches people off guard, but he also puts himself in a lot of really tough spots.
You say that same thing that he says all the time, and I cringe because I'm like, who are you catching off guard on some of these maps when you do the same thing over and over again? If anything, they're more appalled that you're doing the same shit.
But it works later on. It works later on. So but I won't spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen the end of this game, but it works in a little bit.
I mean, again, we're here where we've killed Bolu. He's the bomb carrier. He was the bomb carrier for this map. So we're just chilling.
Yep.
You gotta plant the bomb. You gotta look at where Childs is, way ass in the back of the map, with the sniper.
Yeah.
Just chilling there.
Yeah.
And you'll notice on offense and defense, he's really nowhere looking over where our snipers would be contesting at all. He's really looking for those other people who might poke out their head because I don't know. But he's just kind of playing these tight little angles. Our snipers aren't really getting eyes on him. That offensive side, if you play it like this, um, you definitely have a lot of space and you won't get caught. That's just ballsy. Like, rewind that real quick and just look at where Little B's standing.
I'm trying
on the bomb site.
Oh yeah. Like he was looking through the broken wall right there. Yeah, 100%. I was like, wow, that actually worked. I cannot believe that. That's some trust in your teammates right there.
That's supreme trust in your teammates. Like, who does that, dude?
Yup. Like, back is completely exposed to an entire half of the map, and you're just gonna hard scope it, but it works. This was a big round for Tribe because they finally figured out a way to counter Awaken. Because he was like, and you look, he's only got 1 kill, but he probably with that 1 kill probably had 1,000 damage just constantly tapping through that wall, getting those hit markers, getting information, and forcing Tribe to back up.
That's a really tough position to get a player out of, and you really have to work hard to get him, especially if he's got some kind of support. But we try to, you know, with the headsets and the sounding settings and stuff.
There's the shot from Childs to take him out, so that's why they finally get around here.
We flamed him for that because it's impossible for you to die there. You cannot die there. The only way you die there is if you miss position and you poke yourself out.
What it looked like right there, I think Childs hit marker Little B, and then Awaken decided to shell it with an LMG anyway.
Like stupid.
Yeah.
Just dumb.
Yep.
That's just dumb. I've learned with Little B, like we definitely have a way we wanna play like correctly. We would say correctly, but when you've got talent, you just gotta. He's always like, "Zim, dude, just let me do this, Zim." I'm like, "All right, man, just go do it." So he kind of just goes on his own range.
And honestly, Nero didn't get a whole lot of screen time in this one, but he was probably the hero of the map. Just playing this back room, so many times he caught people just completely unaware over on the bomb site.
Yeah, this map was a duel between him and Childs. If you look at the end all scoreboard, and him actually being able to kill Childs there is really important because they were in the game because of Childs. Like,
and that when we were calling that's just like a complete lapse in communication right there. There's no reason that Childs shouldn't have known that somebody's running right up the stairs to him.
Yeah, what you'll see a lot with teams in Garena, they'll play this map and they'll put the guy up there, is they'll have that guy, he's pretty much up there the entire round, and he can hear everything. So what you'll see a lot is you'll see people put alert on that player.
Okay.
And they'll just kind of like sweep the bottom. And anybody that runs through, you'll get the alert, even if it's for a split second and you turn around.
Yeah.
If you can't hear it for whatever reason, because they're walking or whatever. But North America hasn't caught up yet.
Yeah, this is probably one of the longest search and destroys I've ever called, just because it seemed like every single round bomb didn't go down, with the exception of when you guys went on offense, you caught them off guard. That 8 push was really, really good because Tribe had no idea that was coming.
Yeah, no, a lot of teams, there's 2 bomb sites, so a lot of teams don't even think of how can I incorporate the other one into our map. They don't do it on standoff. They don't do it on this map.
Another ballsy quick scope from Little B.
Yeah. But just kind of look at where that A side is, and look at where P1 is on hardpoint. Look at where Dom is on hardpoint.
Ackman with the 51 Raiders. I appreciate it.
Offense is
welcome, guys.
The preferred side for getting to that sector of the map first. So you'll see this top side kind of be that power side for respawn on this map. So we kind of think, why is it not the same way in S&D? If the bomb site's right there, we can kind of make something work there.
Nearly gets the kill right there. And I think this is the round that's the turning point for Tribe. I mean, it has to be, given when the crazy comeback happened. Day, also, you're allowed to talk.
I was on the phone with Sylvia.
Oh, okay. I just making sure you weren't getting like drowned out or anything.
No, apparently Tectonic is going to be staying with me for a little bit, so.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Ooh. Co-cast streams?
Ooh.
Maybe.
For EU?
Maybe.
For Apex Legends and things of such?
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, offense is tough, especially because of the stupid shotgun meta that we're in.
Oh my gosh,
they just
yeah.
sit at that staircase and they just stare at the door, and you see his scalp, and that's it.
I cannot wait. And there's still people that will argue with me and say the shorty is fine. It will never be fine to have a secondary that can one tap outside of like 2 or 3 meters. Like it's just too broken. It completely makes every SMG obsolete, especially when you got a 100-round Holger that can kill just about as fast.
Yeah. I look at it too. It's like you can put slugs on it, but if you put slugs on it, it sucks.
Yeah.
But so you're seeing choke
why wouldn't you just run the deagle at that point?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You're seeing choke shotties with like pellets or whatever, shooting people literally across the map.
Yeah.
Sniper rifle.
It's
offense is tough.
It's
offense
crazy.
is tough on this map for sure.
Yeah. So this is where Tribe starts to come back, and once again, we're giving so much credit to Challenge right here because you had, what was it, Bolu, Marshy, and Envy that were all at what, 0 kills, like 3 or 4 rounds in. Bolu makes a huge comeback in the fact that he's already back at 8 and 5 right here, but right now it's just him and Childs versus NYSL. So the fact that they're actually able to take rounds and bounce back a little bit is really impressive. I was a little surprised y'all went with multiple plants over on A, since it's, I know, typically tougher to hold. Obviously you like to have that top side control. I think Little B maybe takes a little bit too long of a route to try to protect right here.
I think he took an okay route. I just think he choked.
Yeah, he did miss a lot of shots in the process.
It's like you've got a sniper. You should be able to see the people on the site.
Yep. And yeah, he sees banned on the site. I think he just got too in his head about it.
Here's like staple Little B where I'm like, dude, pull out your secondary, and he wants to clip everybody.
Yeah.
He wants to put everybody on the highlight reel.
Why does he run the Renetti?
He loves that gun.
He just likes it.
Okay.
He has a sniper class with the shorty as well, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I just kept like expecting him to round the corner with a shorty, and I would see him with the Renetti out. I'm like, I'm sure there are like a select few situations, and I think part of it is that he just likes to go for glory and no scope people. Like, but man, the shorty's just such a strong gun. I think he's the only person I've seen not use it unless they were in Garena using like a katana or something.
Yeah, that's weird. Garena, North America's shorty bobbing.
Garena loves shotguns and they don't use the shorty.
They're just running around with swords.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
And I think if Bolu doesn't survive right there, this completely different round. Obviously, bomb goes down, but may have just backing up, trying to not die, and I think that puts them in the bad spot. Maybe a little better COD timing for space. The round goes a different way. But Ban wins that one, and just everything shuts down super fast.
There's really no reason, I think, assuming the bomb's down in the right spot, that there's no reason for you to kind of be trying to press up on that bus building. You know, eventually they have to cross into it, and we have the bomb down, so we should have seen more people go back to the P2 building and just play the building like everybody else.
Holy crap. Challenge is 17 and 6 right here. Triple positive in S&D. Going for freaking 20 bomb. Obviously, if you're Mayhem, like, S&D is your one go-to game mode. Haven't lost it all weekend. Obviously, at this point, it's not very far into the weekend, but even in Masters, that was the one game mode, like, you guys always won, and it was whether or not you could take a respawn that usually determined it, but things falling apart very quickly, and right here, I'm going to pause it. So obviously,
Little B's thinking, Little B's thinking, in Masters I had a 1v5, I choked. So in his mind, and it was like super, it was a tense moment in the comms because we know that Tribe does this dumb shit where they just run at it. Eventually on defense they're just gonna sprint at you. Now that's incredibly stupid. We weren't prepared for it at all, and we just did not catch it. When it was happening, we had every indication in the world that it was happening, just didn't. Lost the gunfights too. So Little B's thinking, if you ask him, I choked the 1v5 shit, let me get this 1v4. And even though everybody was like crushed in this moment because we were, nobody said a word. Nobody said a word because we,
like, it was just super quiet in the comms.
Yeah, it was just quiet. And I'm looking at it, and we should just unpause it.
Okay. Yeah, we just gotta let it play out. And
this is
like timing goes a little different right there. He's dead to the nade. Band's like, maybe I shouldn't climb up that. That might not be the right idea.
You cannot lose this if you're Tribe.
Yeah.
Like, this is not something you can do.
And it's just
but
so.
There's a moment in this round after what happens up here.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a moment where it's like,
what are you doing, dude?
at the beginning, it's Little B making God plays. And he turns around, Bowler's right there. Crazy play. But this
that right there's a bop.
This is like, looking at this.
So
Marshy, what is Marshy doing?
Marshy, by all accounts, should just be staring at the street so he doesn't come out.
Like, if especially Envy, it looks like Envy has a pretty good idea that somebody's watching his back, and it looks like Marshy's just staring at a wall right here.
Yeah, this round's not on Marshy. This round's not on anybody. This round's on the entire team. It shouldn't have gotten to this point.
Well,
to begin with. But Envy's in a really central spot he's in a good corner.
Yeah.
He should be able to sound like, if you're blasting your headset, you maybe can hear a couple footsteps. So here in this 2v1, if we're just looking at it as a 2v1, Marshy's the one that messes up here.
Yeah.
So if Envy dies, you just trade it.
Yeah.
You know exactly where he's coming from, and he has to choose a side. He's not a like, what's the animal with the two heads or whatever. He's not going to be able to look behind him real quick unless he spits on you.
And the weird thing is he
runs away.
Yeah,
he just ran.
Like, you see Little B get the kill. Marshy's response isn't to jump out right here. He said, I'm going to turn around and run further back into spawn.
So this was scared, and when in the comms, I was like, dude, there's a wicked crossfire on the street right now. And I'm expecting Little B 100% to get traded. He knows that the guy is to his right.
Yeah.
He knows that the guy is somewhere over in that direction. And Little B the whole time here, it's funny because he's walking around, he's like, where's the bomb? And we're like, you have it, doofus.
Oh, did he say, where's the bomb?
Yeah, he goes, where's the bomb? Where's the bomb?
Oh,
and we're like, dude, you have it. Go plant. Because he's looking for him.
I was wondering why he's taking so much time. I was like, Little B, there's 15 seconds. You don't have any time to plant. If he's on the site, you're dead.
He's looking for the bomb. This is what he's doing. He's not looking for Marshy. He's looking for the bomb because he knows where Marshy is.
That's actual. And 1 HP away. Like, what does his HP go down to right there?
Like 5,
maybe? Like 5, maybe 5. And like, if you're Marshy, I mean, obviously you don't want to get picked. You know he's got a sniper, but oh man, the bomb goes down.
He played time there though.
The bomb goes down. Little B's so hype. Wow. I mean, that was just one of the craziest plays I've ever seen, especially with that much on the line. Like, you're getting ready to go down 2-0 to the regional champions.
Marshy rights the wrong. He throws the nade and he gets him out.
Yeah, I saw that off the start.
So the freaking the Kobe from heaven right here, and he just takes Little B right out the round.
Yep.
Boom. And Little B was like, God damn it.
I saw that happen. I was like, oh my gosh, that's like your one player that held all the momentum, and just like that, he's out. And you're down a man in round 11.
Typical Little B smashes the... Okay, so we should pause here, because at this point, we know Awaken is in that position that he's been in all game where, you know, we can kind of try to stop the bomb. But if you drop the bomb here, the game is done.
Yeah.
You cannot allow them to drop the bomb. So I'm like, because I'm sitting in the comms and they have the screen share up just like you have it for me.
Yeah.
So I can see it from Space's perspective, which is who is on the screen right now. And I'm like, guys, if they drop this bomb, we're not going to win this round. Smoke the middle of the street. Just cut off the sniper, because we know that Child he's either X or he's P2.
Yeah, so, he was usually up.
He was there the
X,
entire game.
Yeah.
He's always there. So we're like, it's X or P2. Smoke the street, like conceal the street, and just cross into the bomb site and see what happens. And they were like, all right, let's do it. So here,
this was...
Space has the smoke.
Yep.
We're waiting for the cross on the bomb site. Tech doesn't see anything. Eventually, there goes the smoke, and we just start to go up. Because why is Tribe waiting? Like, they should be planting the bomb.
Especially when you got man advantage, and then Nero.
Yeah, you have man advantage.
Lurking.
You have the sniper looking over. Awaken gets a huge 2-piece here on the back end, and now it's all about Narrow. He has to clear the top X. He does, and Marshy sees him. Rewind real quick. You'll see just as Narrow crosses into top X, Marshy turns away.
So, chat, like this is top X right here.
Yeah, go back a little bit.
Oh!
Go back. So here's the COD timing of all COD timing. He crosses into the top X, and he just doesn't look at him. And he catches him at the last second. He kills Childs.
Wow.
And then he just sits up there and kills the other kid. No. So now he knows he's trapped.
Yeah, and now Nero, I mean, he big brains it. If you got a shotgun in your pocket, use it. He's
trapped, and he's like, "Fuck it, I've got a shotgun. I'm just gonna sit in this closet."
Yup, that was the right play. Like,
that's all you can do.
Unless you hit, I think maybe you can get some ping advantage there and find a way to win the gunfight. But if the other player's already ADS'd, like. It's an insta-kill at the end of the day.
Nero? Who's the other person alive?
Yeah, second Nero.
This is Kobe and Shaq right here. Anytime I see these two guys in any kind of clutch situation, no, cash.
Yep. I mean,
bet on it.
Nero's not missing that shot any day of the week.
That was a bold challenge too. Like,
yeah.
To be real, you know he's up there. You know he's trapped. You know the shorty's in the meta, and they both challenge him. It's just that was
what's
bizarre.
What's the logic on offensive challenging that?
Excuse me?
But like, what reason does Tribe have to try to push up there and clear him out?
They have no reason to.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I thought maybe there was some other line of reasoning that like I couldn't think of.
No, there's no reason. So look, you're in a 2v2, and you know where one of them is. So you have information on one of them. Tech by all accounts, like, he was sniping that map. So you should be tracking that's the sniper. You either look to plant the bomb safe, and Top X can't kill you from that safe spot, and Tech, where he would be with a sniper, he wouldn't be able to kill you too, and you just try to play the trades, or you know where the one guy is, so you just try to find the sniper.
Yeah. So that was so weird to me that they felt the need to like go up and clear out Nero, because he doesn't have any reason to go anywhere. He doesn't have any information on where anybody is. Just like hope somebody walks up and you got the shorty out, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Oh, the Dom Summit.
This map started so good, and
it started well.
Yeah.
And this is a map that we struggle on. We're not good at this map. We're not very good at this map. We're not bad, but we're not good at it. And we have the seaside, so C's the only flag here on this map.
Somebody just said this map Tribe showed why they're the dynasty. They lost to Explicit.
Your dynasty plays 6th.
Tribe is really good. I'm not taking anything away from Tribe, but one map doesn't prove a dynasty.
Tribe is great, but in major tournaments we have better average placings than they do right now, besides Masters. So calm down.
I don't think any team in this tournament proved that they're a dynasty, because right now the best thing happened for NA, which was that there are actually more than 2 good teams. I think that was the best thing that came out of this.
Yeah, we proved that we suck. That's all it is. That's all it is. Oh man, but Little be fried here, man. Look at this. And he almost gets the Goliath too. If he just turned around and tried to get the last kill on the people coming out of the front door here. After he gets these kills,
these 2 people that just close, and they both just got inside of the doorway.
Yeah, he also didn't drop it in the doorway. That would have got him the Goliath. So here, back up, because you back it up, and then you just you're supposed to try to kill one of them, because you're just one off. Narrow gets the 2 kills.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. If we have Goliath there, who knows? Like, maybe the state of the map is different in the second half when we're on the bad side, but the problem here is that we overextend the CB really hard, and we flip the C. Yeah, it's nice to get the other flag and get the A, and you have that triple cap for a little bit. Maybe this person on C can make a play and clear some people or stop the push that's happening to B. But the A flag is not good at all when you're spawning there and it's CB. So you're going to find that when you're crossing like this and you have no map control, and they do, you're running into head glitches, you're running into nades, you're running into stuns, you're running into preempt Holgers with 7,000 bullets. You're not going to have a good time. Shorties here in this area.
There's so many corners where you can hold an angle with a shorty that it's just so much more advantageous to hold C.
Yeah.
especially once you get beat. And Band, yeah, this is where Band started frying. Band had he had a couple really good games and some big plays. One of the only players we saw consistently running like a SMG. I don't really consider the PP19 to be an SMG. I like it to call it a high mobility LMG, but they looked really good at the close of the half. I think is what really did it. That when y'all were at 74 points, they hit the triple cap right here, and they just gained a massive amount of points off of it.
Yeah, and that's just us playing this poorly. But Ben played like a demon. He was definitely a factor on this map for sure. Just impatient. Like, just let the round go through.
Yeah.
Sit down, but we want to sprint at people and take gunfights.
Yeah, and this is where the snowball starts to happen. Not like looking at the scoreboard coming into the half, you'd think, oh, it's fine. But then you look at all the score streaks that Tribe's able to get in place because of, it's just score streaks, operators out the wazoo.
We fed them the Goliath at the end of this half just to lose by 1 point. By all accounts, it's like, it's okay. Yeah, that was the good side. We lost it. But it's still a 1 point game, and the start of the A side's good. Like, first wave, very first wave, when everybody's running off spawn, A might actually have the advantage. It's when you get stuck on A and they have map control that A becomes bad. But the first wave is always really good for A, because you have choices. You can fast cap B, you can knock them off C. You've got different things that you can do. So here's a great wave. Trophy for the Pred. Didn't trophy. And we flip. So it's like,
now that I think about it, the start of the half was actually really good.
It was very good. That's about as good as your bad side can go. We just need to try to flip the flag now and make some plays in the middle part of the map. Again, we have a guy Snow.
And it's the Pred missile. The Pred missile over on C is where it flips around, and then you get too many players out of position trying to scramble to get to the head glitches. And once Tribe gets the push on in right here, it just becomes they've got everything locked down so hard, and they stopped any score streaks that could have potentially come your way had you been able to hold that top control center.
And I think, again, you can look at a game like this, and like Tribe, they won the gunfights they needed to win for sure, but you can see so much more that this is about us playing poorly, not so much them playing well. So these are one of the things that going into the World Championship, you just got to look at stuff like this and bite it on the chin and try to fix it. Because they've got 3 Goliaths right now. That was all spoon-fed to them. It was all just spoon-fed to sprinting at them.
And there's people in chat saying, why is everybody in chat talking crap about Tribe? It's because chat doesn't know anything beyond what's happened in the last 24 hours. So Tribe has lost in the last 24 hours. So in chat's mind, Tribe's now the worst team in all of North America, when realistically, they're absolutely still top 3.
No, Tribe has a very strong claim to be the best team in the region. So they definitely should be respected.
But that's the way chat goes. So they see them get knocked out early in a major tournament, and there was a lot that went into that I'm not gonna say it was outside their control, but obviously you got Bolu's injury, the DQ on the hard point. It was in their control. Just an unfortunate. I don't even know why you have a score streak that you're not allowed to use in your arsenal at all. You would think, with $50,000 on the line, that's one of the first things. That
wasn't this game, though.
Well, that wasn't this game, but the fact I'm more referencing like the weekend as a whole for Tribe.
Gotcha.
Childs, I'm pretty sure, was also the one person that didn't fly out for Tribe.
Okay.
So it's not like they all could have been like looking over. Like if I'm Image and I'm there, I'm looking over everybody's shoulders and I'm like, are we DQing ourselves by using a banned score streak? Are we DQing? No, in fact, we didn't start any maps until we knew what utility we wanted. All the score streaks were good to go. And now I'm not saying Image didn't do that. It probably just definitely was a mistake, but that it's unfortunate.
This is, honestly, at this point, I figured it was chalked because I don't know about you, Dave, but I feel like I never see Tribe lose standoff hardpoint.
We've actually beaten Tribe on the last like 2 or 3 that we've played against them.
Well, there we go.
We
So was this
went
your
down
map pick
100.
or theirs?
This was ours.
Oh, okay.
I chose this. Now, I chose this because we've beaten them on this map. We beat them. They went up 100 points on us in stage 3, and we came back and won that map.
Okay.
This is definitely Tribe's Dom map for sure, though. Like, they're really good at Dom on this map, but...
This is why... this is why we I will never ban this map because it's not necessary. But if this map is going to be played, it will not be making it to a Dom. we're definitely not leaving Standoff as the very last map that would go to a Dom. But
yeah,
this is a map that Tribe is really good at this map, and they're really good at setting up on this P2. But just like this map plays very similarly to the Hackney, where it's like, if you get shit on P1 and you don't have the spawns P2, you're in this huge hole, and then you gotta crawl out of it. I would say that they do a very good job of getting to this side of the map to play from this position, and more often than not, they have a lead, and we'd have to navigate it.
yeah.
So you'll find when we play Standoff against anybody on this map, if our P2 is about even or ahead, and we get to blue, we're going to be in a decent spot. Now, I wouldn't say Tribe's the best Blue Hill team, but they're really, really good at market. So leading into blue, you want to make sure you're rotating and trying to beat them to the next punch, because they're good at cutting their ties when they get smoked on a hill. They'll take it new and they'll just say, hey, break us.
Yeah.
So we're trying to keep the score close.
Yeah,
and make sure we're leading the transition. Huge Goliath here.
Yeah, and this was the Goliath that led to another Goliath that basically won the game. So Tectonic stays alive right here. Doesn't take too much damage on his way up to get the trophy systems down.
Yeah, look at this up here. Little B just straight up like Hulk smashes somebody. There's no way that Little B should have lived the way that he did. I hope they cut it. He eats a rocket launcher to the face.
Wait, what?
yeah. Look right here.
So I remember him like getting a 4-man coming from back alley toward blue.
It's coming up. Yeah, right here. In that same interaction, he ate a rocket to the face. It's right here.
Okay.
What the? I don't know how he lived.
Oh,
he just ate a rocket launcher. There was no trophy. I guarantee you there was no trophy. We don't throw trophies there. He ate a rocket in the face. So this is COD Mobile being COD Mobile.
It looks like maybe he hit like the corner of the building or something, but that was so bizarre.
He hit Little B's Iron Dome. He got the Goliath. And we're just like, rotate. We have Goliath. Tempo.
Yeah.
Look at where Little B throws the Goliath. This is stupid. He's
by gosh, that is ballsy.
Little B.
He's got a sentry gun down though. Like he's got some backup.
He placed the sentry in the doorway. You know how easy that is to run away? Place the sentry further back. That is the ballsiest Goliath. Yeah, but we get it down.
Well, I think it actually helped them that they smoked off the sentry, and that made it so they couldn't see him outside getting the Goliath. So
potentially, but
just
you see the Goliath
maybe almost like an unlucky play for Tribe, and they thought they were making the right decision to zone off the sentry, and it backfires.
So here, based on your spawn, you call the opposite. It's pretty much two-way. It's tractor, it's market. It's tractor, it's farm. It's tractor, it's whatever. So you get them funneling through this doorway, especially with a Goliath and stuff like that. You're good. Now, literally, the only thing you have to do if you're Mayhem is just throw trophies. Throw trophies.
And that's the anytime you see a Goliath win a game, it's because teammates are there throwing trophies for it. Because realistically, it should be pretty easy to take out. He takes a big chunk right there. But yeah, the fact that he was able to stay alive that long, and now it's at the point where Tribe can't give up more than 25 seconds, and P1's still up in the air. That
hill might have been the most important hill, because that's the one that they get a lot of time on. Like, they're really good at stand up because they 60 this hill usually. So
they 60 P1 or P4?
Market.
P4. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Sandman, I just saw your 15. I'm doing good. How are you?
They have operators and they're good at keeping you out.
Yeah, they do a really good job holding here at P1.
Yeah, we get antsy here again. When you're in this position as an amateur, as a ranked player, as a pro player, you're never going. Look at the lead you have. You're never going to lose the game on P1.
Yeah.
So just make sure that you're setting yourself up for long-term success. If I don't lose the game P1, they most certainly do if they misplay it.
Yeah.
Play P2. Make sure you have the P2 spawns. This gets dangerous for a moment here, and they stabilize because we don't want to fight for these 3 seconds. We should be pressuring these 3 seconds and also trying to rotate.
And it's just so difficult for Tribe right here because you have to constantly push even when there's only 2 seconds left on the hill, because if you give up those 2 seconds, you lose.
You'll lose.
It's like impossible unless you have somebody that goes on like a 10 spree. It's impossible to have good positioning and also get set up for P2, and somehow they win enough gunfights on the way over that they still do it.
So now they're in the Hackney position that we were in.
Yeah.
Where we're 2 points away from winning. We literally just need, it doesn't even have to be a break. It just needs to be enough kills where the people spawning right on point just don't get back in. So we don't have to break, but definitely need to win some gunfights here. Patience is key because we know they've got operators. They might have score streaks. There they just dropped a pred. You can take all the time in the world to do this. You have 30 seconds plus 10-second intermission on the next point if it does stay contested the whole time.
Yeah.
So patience, get into the point, calm down, try to win some gunfights.
And luckily
that's what happens, and we take it.
And then obviously S&D, we'll watch it all the way through. There's not as much. Actually, I think we got the KDs. I saw somebody on Twitter earlier today giving their top 5 players in COD Mobile right now. Number 1, they had Vega at number 1. Number 2, Tectonic was not top 5. Just like, and I know this is early in it, but his KD goes up throughout the tournament. The disrespect, absolutely unreal.
Tech was fairly quiet this tournament. Like, nobody was really talking about him, I don't feel like. But he was fine.
Yeah, he wasn't really getting, I think part of it was he wasn't getting a ton of screen time, and we usually didn't get to see the KDs at the end of it. But yeah, he was just so consistent all the way through, and the S&Ds as well.
Yeah, no, he was frying.
Damn man with another 15. Did your legs hurt standing all that while? Yes, they did. Yep, this was he was definitely very underrated. Wait, we didn't watch the last.
This is.
Why do we have a break here?
Oh, I think we had to charge our phones and recool them. We asked the admins for 5 minutes because the phones were volcanoes.
Okay, gotcha.
We were like,
Which to me was really funny that they advertise it as your phone will never overheat.
Keep suppression power control.
Special, yeah.
Yeah, the admins were like, use the like cooling thing, and our response was, LOL. It don't work. It just don't work. Plus, I'm pretty sure Champs is actually played on the newer model, the 5.3.
The 5.3? Okay.
Yeah, we were on the 1.3.
Yeah,
I don't know why the hell
that.
they sent us the 1.3, but it's on the 5.3.
Yeah, I don't know what that one-man push down to B was for Childs right there. That was just weird. Like, with no utility going out, you're just going to round a corner with so many exposed angles, and all you got's a PP-19.
I mean, they smacked us in the mouth that first round, just sending it A.
Yep.
So they got a really quick round on us. We weren't ready at all for that.
Hey, we need some breakdowns.
Trailer.
I was just kind of letting Zim go ham. It was like NYSLM VOD review going on, man.
That is true.
But yeah, Tribe have a tendency to play really aggressive, but sometimes their coordination, I feel like, kind of puts a foot in their mouth because they play really aggressive, but you get one guy who trails off, and then it's like the whole momentum that they had going falls apart. And you can definitely see that in a couple of the upcoming rounds. And again, like, winning a search and destroy against Mayhem is not going to be an easy feat for any team. Like, even though we do see NYSL drop search and destroys here and there, that's going to happen at this level of competition, right? Like, sometimes
nobody's unbeatable.
It just happens. But it definitely takes a strong, coordinated team. And I have said for months that search and destroy is Tribe's weakest game mode. They're not a bad search team, but it is their weakest of all of the game modes. So that's definitely something I would expect Tribe to be working on between now and Worlds, especially knowing a lot of the competition. Like, if you look over at any of the Chinese events going on, those guys absolutely kill it in Search
yeah.
and Destroy. I mean, you watch the Search and Destroy there, and it's a whole different ball game.
Well,
Now, granted, they're going to be playing on global rules. It's still something that in those long series, Tribe are going to have to find some way that they can step their search game up and just flat out be better at.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they play 5. The Chinese. They
play 9?
No, I'm sorry. In 5 games. In 5 games,
okay.
3
they
of the
play 3
5
best
games
of
are
3s.
S&D.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
So it's their primary mode. If
Yeah.
they're scrimming, they're probably scrimming S&D.
Yeah.
North American teams just like I think we might be the only team that practices it. And quite honestly, we don't get too much. Yeah, like we don't get too much of.
Oh, you might get out there.
Hello?
Oh, now you're back.
There, going back. Yeah, we don't practice it too much because people we practice it, and when we practice it, we try to focus a lot, but teams just won't play it. They're like, nah, S&D, respawns.
Yeah, so even when obviously it's different in ranked, but I can anytime I play with a pro player, they just complain nonstop when I want to play S&D, and obviously, like ranked is not competitive anyway, but NA just does not like S&D, and I feel like it's probably that way across a lot of the regions because it doesn't seem like outside of China there's any region that's like really next level in S&D.
I mean, I'm biased, but I think if we're not the best S&D team in the world, we're the best on this side of the planet.
Oh yeah,
surely,
I would agree
surely,
with that. Yeah,
surely.
100%. And that's I think part of it too, like throughout the weekend for NYSL, the biggest thing was being able to rotate snipers and having multiple players that can actually fill that role if one player's having an off game.
That's actually funny that you say that because that's exactly how it is. Where we've got space and Little B's always snipe. Little B's never gonna hang it up unless he's just straight up
Obviously.
domed. And and very rarely does he just straight up get domed and hang it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't do that because he takes it so personal.
Yeah.
When he's getting just straight up dumped on, he's like, I'm gonna get this kid. And we're like, Little B, dude, and we're like,
and then
Little
the
B, dude,
ego
you're getting
chows and he
smoked.
dies even more.
And we're like, Little B, dude, you're getting smoked. Like, chill out. He's like, nah, Zim. I'm like, dude, I'm good. I'm different.
Yep.
But Space, he was a big sniper.
Yep.
In Mobile Mayhem and stuff. That's why we picked him up because we wanted that sniper aspect of it. But Tech's also disgusting at it too. So
Space
Tech
has been crazy with the AMAX.
Yeah, Tech and Space, he's always like, Space, if you're not landing those shots, I'm taking you off and I'm doing it. And Space is like, go for it. Whatever you need me to do, I'm doing it. So that's what
I feel like that boils a lot back into the statement you were making earlier that because Tech has like kind of this prestigious aura to him, people just they trust him and they listen to him.
It's not just that. Space has gotten because Space was Tech was our primary sniper for a while when Little B was either on a break or whatever. Like Tech's just really good at it too, and Tech's a very patient type sniper. So he's definitely not the one spinning off buildings, clapping your shit across the map. So
yeah,
he's good. So we've got some good dynamic going with that.
Yeah, Tribe played it relatively well up to here, and this is where it falls apart. I'm not sure what it was. I think part of it was the snipes just started landing. I think this is where Little B started to find more of his first bloods, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Or no, I might be thinking of the first firing range S&D.
Yeah, the first one against Revenge, but
yeah,
he was definitely locking it down. He might have not had a lot of kills here, but he was holding, and that's really all you have to do. You're on American, we've got a pinch set up. You just have to make sure they don't flood through the barrel and let these guys on the back end work. And that's exactly what he's doing here.
Well, and sometimes being a sniper isn't just about the picks too, especially like on those long sight ranges. You're gathering information for the team, and I think that's a pretty overrated or underrated thing that players have to do. Is funneling that information to your IGL, helping the IGL have the information to coordinate the team from there. So even if a sniper's not picking up kills, if you miss that shot on the person crossing, that call out can be someone who is planting the bomb instead, popping up and picking them off barrel.
Yeah.
So definitely some important information that gets traded, even if a sniper's not being flashy at that time.
So just as you say it, I would.
Yep.
Little B just does not convey information at all. So I'm in the comms. I think they did a listen in one of the rounds in the revenge series where I was like, all right, Little B, where'd you get that kill? Where is he? Where is he, Little B? Where is he?
Yep.
Where is he, Little B? He's like, oh yeah, he's over here. So we're like, dude, don't get lost in the comms, man.
Yeah. And this was a big round for him. I think he gets what, 4? I don't think he quite got the ace. I think somebody else gets one here, or maybe he did get the ace here. I think about it.
Little B aced?
I don't think so. I know Pepe got an ace.
Against who? Against us?
Yeah.
I think he got the ace here because he got the 2 off the start. He got another one. Marshy gets that.
Got it, I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure that he gets the last one. We didn't say anything about it because we didn't realize. We knew that he got at least 4. If he hits the snipe right here, yeah, whenever Marshy's doing his little movement, I'm pretty sure that was an ace for him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
It might have been. I didn't notice it when I was watch pouring it either, so glad you pointed that out.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it got pretty much chalked. I think the ace from Little B probably relatively deflating. Still ego chelling across mid as much as he wants to because he can. And Chalice just didn't have the same impact on this one as he did on the crossfire.
This is Little B's like rank warrior map.
Oh, so, is it?
Yeah, this is the map that Little B just straight up wants people to run at him.
Mm-hmm.
This map in standoff, he's not quite the standoff demon that Meralto is, but he's up
Meralto
there.
just absolutely dumpsters people with wall bangs.
Yeah, he's just like.
Yeah, Meralto's
if they could find a way to make sure every S&D was happening on standoff, then Meralto would be like.
They'd be a good
top 2 sniper in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Little B once again, like why are you going into American right there?
We said the same exact thing, Tim. We said the same exact thing, Tim. I think we win this round, but we were like, dude, are you good? And he's just like, I'm feeling it. Feel it.
like he hits the one, but like why keep going there?
To be fair, if he landed that shot on Marshy there, he probably wins that too. But he missed the shot, and then
you got to put yourself in a position to succeed, and doesn't necessarily. He puts himself in positions to succeed if he goes God mode.
I think as ZIM was saying earlier, like Little B just wants to clip people.
Mm-hmm.
So.
MV loses that one. I think we can run it a little bit more quickly through this one because this S&D wasn't really. After the first 4 rounds, wasn't really super competitive. I think on the defensive side, that's usually I think of defense being a little bit easier, but that's where it seemed like Tribe was at their weakest for most of their matches.
I would say defense is easier on this map too. You just have to trust your setup, and you have to. It doesn't really matter how you're setting up; you just have to trust it. Yeah. Those guys have to execute whatever it is that they're doing.
Tectonic, like with a quiet 9 with the sniper on that one too.
Yeah, and then again, just like in the end, they're Tech and Narrow. That's Shaq and Kobe. Close it out. But they did their thing.
Well, Spade, the tournament is over. So yes, Tribe is out of the tourney. Yes.
Yep.
They still have a world spot.
ARP got dumpstered in this series.
Yeah, this was not pretty.
No, it was not.
I was a little bit surprised they even managed to win a map.
I don't even think that
I wasn't casting this one, so I wasn't paying as close attention. Or I don't think I was.
But then to come into the rest of the tournament and play so much better.
Well, again, they got that second breath of life, right? Because they were supposed to be in the losers bracket. That's deflating. When you're in the losers bracket that early, that's kind of depressing. Like, if you're
you
not
can see how it played on Tribe too, like to struggle that much against.
Especially when you have to play immediately, like, because on Saturdays, when you get knocked out really early, you have to, like, they throw you in there.
Yep.
So the first team is usually whatever. But the deeper you get into that, I would say that there's a legitimate advantage, I would say, coming from the losers bracket once you hit the final on a Sunday, but losing on a Saturday is bad.
Yep. Yeah, ARP didn't look bad off the start, but obviously you still got the ARP player above P3 as well. I 100% didn't even watch I don't think I even watched this game. I think I got distracted and like went outside to dry off from the amount of sweat because it's freaking 85 degrees in the studio. But
where was the studio?
Ohio.
Ohio.
It's not in a hot place.
Bobby,
it's just
you
not.
were in Ohio and you didn't even reach out to me.
Are you in Ohio? You're in Michigan,
No,
aren't you?
Yeah, like 20 minutes away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll be back there for another thing that is probably going to happen.
Anyway.
I'll let you know next time I'm there.
All right.
You're that close to. Let me see where
I'm in South Michigan.
Okay, let's see. I gotta see where on the map I was. Google Map.
Solid fried these kids. Oh. Holy.
Do you know what city it was in, Bobby?
Yeah, I can message it to you.
All right.
It looks like the city I was in is more central.
About 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe next time I'll let you know. Wow, that turned around so fast. ARP was up. I guess that was a full 60 for TSM.
ARP misplayed that. They had the better side and they had the spawns, and TSM just won gunfights.
Yeah, it's just so easy to hold this angle primarily because of Holgers and death machines. You can just spray through that and everybody has to funnel through if you got somebody holding control in mid-map.
Nobody's talking about it, but Zia maybe had the second worst stage 4 last year.
Uh-huh.
Only behind Deathly's. And like Zia was bad Zia sucked last year. I don't care what anybody. Zia might have told you himself that he was horrible.
Uh-huh.
And he had a great stage 4 this time around.
Yeah.
Like, he was not nearly as bad, so I'm happy to see that he improved.
How does Mago not hear a player behind him right there? I guess it's maybe because the Holger's silenced or something, but yeah. Maybe a little lapse in communication as well.
Mm-hmm. ARP's got the better side here. I mean, you got them where you want them. You had the dome. Oh, you get flipped. That sucks.
Ban LMGs.
Oh, dude, he spawned right behind him. What the hell? To the left. Rewind this a second and look at the low left.
Okay.
Low left, right before 4 spawns. Right before 4 spawns, low left. Just rewind, and that guy spawned right on top of him.
Oh,
right
yeah, 1 in 4. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
What the hell is that?
That's COD Mobile Hardpoint for you.
Wait, does one kill him? He dies? What is that? He sucks.
He probably just wasn't expecting anybody to be there, and then by the time he turned around, it's like, hit.
He saw him though. No way. 4 ran in front of him. What's going on, Jesus?
Yeah, It's interesting to watch this back because I just missed all of it. I guess solid, big plays, 17.
That may or may not have been solid.
The person on Solid's account doing very well.
I'm teasing. That's solid. He's fine.
Concussions. Such an underrated counter to the Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of bizarre that a concussion grenade can stop a freaking machine.
You would think that EMPs would have such a bigger effect on Goliath, but it literally does nothing.
Yeah,
they do nothing.
You get 15 on the impact and 1 on the explosion, and no adverse effect.
Nothing.
All right. TSM takes map 1.
I think ARP smokes them in the S&D. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was impressed by their S&D. Depending on the map. Yep. Hello. Let's see. Yeah, I can't give a whole lot of analysis on this one. Day anything? I didn't watch like any of this match, to be honest.
I mean, ARP again, they really capitalize in their teamwork. And we're probably getting adjusted. Obviously, they're playing in person, so there's a whole different level of communication and the way you get in your feels for playing an event like this with your team.
Yeah.
And ARP really capitalized again on their rotations, on watching each other's backs. I feel like playing on good ping definitely helped them because again, I've never said ARP is a bad team, but they play at a large disadvantage. Normally during our mobile mayhems and stuff. I know if you watch their streams, a lot of their players play on 60 plus MS. So like bringing them into a area where they were really able to excel and capitalize on some of their strategy was able to bring them through against TSM here. The respawns obviously across the board did not look good for them. But again, they're a team. I think it was, as Maven mentioned, ARP started off a little bit sloppy, but as the tournament progressed, and especially after they got that kind of second chance at life, they really started to take off and excel in their path to winning. And that was largely, again, I think Jesus got robbed on the MVP for the tournament because, again, he was just consistent for them the whole time. Yeah, you had players that were making flashy plays. Yeah, Pepe definitely carried throughout the finals, but Jesus as the IGL, as one of the more consistent players, I definitely got to give him huge credit for that, especially after he had so much struggle trying to find a team to work with. Like one of the things that someone on Twitter called me out on is, oh, well, you're praising Jesus after you said he got rightfully dropped by Mayhem. And I stand by that. He did. It wasn't working out on that team. He's gone on and found another team that can capitalize on his talents a bit better, and he's frying. So it's
and a lot of it like that happens to good players. Sometimes they just don't fit the chemistry of the team, and it works better for them to play with a different group of people because whether it's their communication style, their strengths, like whatever it is, their purpose on the team. Like you've mentioned before, he wanted to be a starting sniper, a primary sniper on a team, and it's just tough to do that when Little B is your competition for that spot.
Yeah, Little B and Tectonic.
Yeah.
So
we also was that before? That was before Space. So again, like you guys are saying, like it was never about him as a player. It just did not work,
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that just happens. If you sometimes stuff looks good on paper and just doesn't work, and that's something that, as a player and as a team and as an org, you have to be willing to accept that fact.
And I think a lot of people don't realize like how important it is to have players that fit different roles on a team. Like just going back to the basketball analogy, it's like when you put Harden and Westbrook on the same team. Like you don't need two of the exact same player that need to be in the exact same control of the ball in the same place on the court every single time. You need players that complement each other really well.
Yeah, like the Soviet just wanted them. I did as well, just to have an opportunity. We could have done what some orgs do, and they just sign players, they keep them there, and hell all to your chances. It's better for you to be on the bench than to compete against us. But
yeah,
no, that's not how we operate. So we definitely wanted them to go.
And I see lots of people in chat saying, why did TSM get DQ'd? There's no official ruling on it, but we know there was a rule violation. And that some people are speculating stream sniping. If it was stream sniping, I don't think you get completely removed from the tournament altogether. Especially, I also
don't know how you would know they were stream sniping with no cameras. Like,
yeah,
you can't
exactly.
Tell that they're looking away from their device,
So they just put themselves in a place to have a lot of suspicion around them. None of the players have said anything to try to defend themselves following the tournament. It seems very self-incriminating.
It was severe enough to not just give the bye to their opponent, but to actually reverse some of the games that were played.
Exactly.
So like that's a big thing. Like that's why we see ARP move on later into the just flat out winners bracket instead of NYSL getting a bye in that matchup.
Yeah.
So whatever it was a pretty severe punishment.
Can you tell me how NYSL and Tribe make it to stage 5 even though they lost? North America gets 3 spots. One of them goes to the winner of Masters. One of them goes to the next top placing team if it wasn't Tribe in North America stage 4, and then the team behind that. So even though Mayhem didn't come in first place, they got in the top 2 spots, and that secured them the final Master spot for North America.
Yep.
Or the final stage 5 spot. Sorry.
Some guy tweeted at Tech a couple days before stage 4 that NA only gets 3 spots because we're the spoiled region, and then Tech sent him the overview of like 4 other regions getting 3 spots and the 2 spots, and then the guy just blocked them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, if it was only North America, I could understand people being upset about that, but LATAM.
Can we go back? Like, if anybody is stream sniping there, like Pepe, like literally just points off screen, like pointing something out to the team.
Yeah.
But they're all at the same time, and like they're in the same room. You know?
Right.
Like I don't know. You
well,
can
someone said in chat that that's why they think they were stream sniping on TSM because they had no cams, but it's like that's also on production for having a 0 delay, you know.
Yep. Who qualified for stage 5? So right now across all the regions, we've got Insidious, Vitality, and Revenant from India. In Japan, we've got Skade. Is that the team?
Skade is LATAM.
Skade's LATAM. It starts with a SK, right? I can't remember.
In Japan?
Yeah.
Rejects lost to... I don't know who they lost to, but they lost.
There was a delay day
Scars.
That's what it was. Yeah. Scars for Japan, Cygnus, and I can't believe Godsent didn't make it. They seemed like they should have, but Full House is the team that beat Cygnus initially, and then the last one,
Skade.
Was Skade. Okay, yeah. And
then
EU.
When's EU? Next week?
2 weeks.
EU's in 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
And then we're still waiting on the Garena team. We're still waiting on the 2 China teams. It looks like it'll probably be FPXM and DYG.
We're not waiting on the Garena team. NRX lost.
Nope, that was for the Philippines finals, not the Garena finals.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
And for anybody that maybe remembers the drama that was going on in EU, the stamina disqualification did get reversed, but the 2 players that had issues / allegations against them, which was Inferno and Ghoul, will not be participating for stamina. So stamina did get their spot back for stage 4, and
leader has been dropped for Oxygen as well.
Leader has been dropped and fallen off the face of the earth.
Yep.
Were they given the roster changes for the stamina players?
That's a good question. That I do not know.
On that? Yeah.
Are they just gonna make them 4v5?
Yeah, you would think it's one thing if you want to replace somebody, but if they get DQ'd, if they didn't get a substitution, that'd be mind blown. Yeah. Hopefully, but who can say? Leaders can still play in stage 4. I mean,
that's a bold statement, but that requires someone picking him up.
Yeah. And the only team that would be able to pick him up would probably be Stamina. So that seems.
Lurker says that Stamina picked up Slayer.
Okay. Yeah, Slayer's a good player.
Yeah, Slayer's good.
He was on Singularity last year, right? Yeah.
Singularity.
With Miney's team. Yeah, and then obviously Nova's already qualified for stage 5, even though they will not be playing in stage 4.
Damn, man, Garena's got a hell of a gauntlet for 1 spot.
Yeah, I mean, Garena deserves more. It's
Badass.
Unfortunate, but
they've got like how many mini tournaments, and then they have a major tournament.
Well, this is what's happening right now is technically stage 3 for them.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, they didn't have an online.
Okay, well that makes more sense. I mean, theirs has a prize pool though, no? These little mini championships.
They had. Oh yeah. The mini ones do have prize pool. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
They get money. We had a game battles tournament.
You got CP. That's all that matters.
We got COD points.
That's all you need. Next year, NA and EU will probably get less spots because of the DQs and rule violations. I hope they just completely overhaul the format next year. Like, Game battles is just not it. Especially, I think stage 3 has to have some type of a different format. I don't have an issue for stages 1 and 2. Like, let everybody play, have an opportunity, but stage 3's got to be something different.
I feel like, well, at least hopefully, I think a lot of people have opened up more to Anarchy because they were a major slept-on team in EU for like the longest time. Like, I even had to go in there and tell Imperium and Verdict, I was like, do not sleep on Anarchy, and obviously they were able to take it all the way. So definitely have big hopes for them moving forward in not next weekend, but the weekend after will be the EU Stage 4. I assume you're probably going to watch party that too, Bobby?
I will not be watch partying.
I will be doing it then. So
definitely.
Are you going to be casting that or no?
Might be. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yep. Chat saying TSM was playing on Red Magics, that's why they got DQ'd. That's very possible. And that would be a justifiable DQ.
Yeah, that's definitely a claim that's out there. But but there's just so many rumors that it's like you don't even know which one to believe, you know? Like,
yep. That's a very real possibility. That's why they got DQ'd. And it is very much against the rules. You can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, I don't think Activision's just going to blindly DQ one of the biggest gaming organizations in the world right as they get into their game. So I trust their ruling regardless of the reason. Apparently some of them didn't get the Xperia in time.
Well, that seems like
I feel like
there would be an extra circumstance that Activision would have had to deal with.
Yeah, you know, if it was really they didn't get the Xperia in time, so they played on the Red Magic. In my mind, there's no reason why any of the players would not be all over Twitter talking about it.
Right.
Not a single one of the players is tweeted.
That doesn't seem like something that's not your fault. Why would they DQ you that?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of the reasons that are out there just are blatantly
they seem nonsensical.
fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this went down to around 11.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they got smoked.
Yeah, Zim's like, yeah, they smoked them. Here we go. I do feel bad for Tiprath because he's a good player.
It's not just the org not letting them talk about it, Ratman. It's also COD Mobile has not said anything, and COD Mobile doesn't care what the team wants, you know? It's a bizarre scenario. I'm sure something will eventually come out on it, but end all be all, we have our 3 teams going on to Worlds. That's really the important fact. We have, like, I think 1 or 2. I think EU's the last one, right?
Technically the green is the last one, but EU's the last one in the global circuit.
Gotcha. Then yeah, EU's our like next biggest thing to look at, which will be in 2 weeks. Garena down the road as well. Then we'll know what our outlook is, and we'll have Mobile Mayhem between then and now.
Damn, this got close.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a good series, and again, ARP just got better from here on out. So
yeah, dang, 2-2 down to the wire. Bombs down. Wait, they clutch this? Oh, the shorty shot! Wow.
Yeah, ARP won this.
Sheesh.
Yeah, this is the one match that ARP won, and then they got dumpstered, and then they came back on day 2 and just were absolutely lit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So after that, oh yeah, that's right. They still have more to play.
That's hilarious, Bobby.
Yep. Are Stamina getting their Xperias anytime soon? I would hope so.
I would hope so.
Feels like it could be crucial.
it shouldn't take 2 weeks to get 5 or 6 Xperias out. One would think.
Unless Activision does the standard send more than one Xperia to the same person.
Yeah, that would be weird. With the time frame that we're in, at least.
Early B cap. Strong side control. Usually you don't see C side get the B cap that fast. That's big off the start.
How do you not kill that?
Yeah.
How do you not win that with Mago? I don't even want to blame him for that one. Like, yikes.
LATAM didn't get... Yeah, some of the regions didn't get Xperias. It's, the way they do it's weird, because don't they have to send back the Xperias too?
Well, these also aren't the models that you're playing on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I wonder if
So,
they get to keep... I wonder if the Stage 5 teams get to keep it. If they don't let the Stage 5 teams keep the phone, I'm gonna be like...
I think they might be salty that everybody sold the phones last year.
Yeah, that could be part of it. Obviously, nobody... some
be
people
fair,
might
if
have
you
still
have
used it. I think Noah still used his, but... that is
Bobby,
true.
B said to check her DM real quick.
Yeah. Y'all talk about the game for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a big issue with the phones too, right? Because every team I've talked to has said that they do not work as advertised. Like again, when I was watching the tribe stream. Like they're all in this room, and they went out to like Walmart or something and bought fans to cool the phones down. And I'm just like, huh? It seems like every break they're advertising that. Never have your phone overheat when charging because it'll power the system directly instead of charging the battery. And
the thing is, you see, when you power the system directly, then the system heats up and not so much the battery. Yeah. So the whole phone is just a straight up lava rock. From our experience with it, oh god.
Yep.
Good lord. Well, from our experience with the phones, they're really smooth. Like the display is really nice. It's a very beautifully built phone. It's just that it overheats, man. Like it really does.
Yeah, that's the thing about like a 4K display. That takes a lot of energy to power that, and when you combine it with 120 FPS, I don't even have a 4K 120 FPS monitor. I have a 4K monitor. I have a 120 FPS monitor. I don't have both of those in one.
Well, does the game even support that? Like, it
no,
seems super overkill for the game.
The phone literally, the same thing with the Red Magic. The phone literally makes the app overperform to its limitations. It's an interesting piece of technology for sure.
Yeah. So COD Mobile cannot run on anything above medium graphics for 120 FPS. So your 4K display might look a little bit nicer, but graphically it's not going to change a whole lot.
I mean, I highly recommend to people that you don't play this game on the highest settings.
Oh yeah.
You should play this game on low. Everything looks fine on low.
Mm-hmm.
Max the frame rate. Play it on low.
Yeah, max frame rate is the only thing you need.
Yeah, in fact, the game is like, it's like developed differently, or it used to be for every like setting. Because I remember back in Omen, obviously this was a long time ago, at the level of like development of COD Mobile, but if you were on low, there were literally like buildings that did not exist on some of the graphical settings.
Oh,
so
it used to be you could see through smokes.
Yeah,
if you had
yeah,
low
there were
graphics.
just big, there were just big holes on the map, and like some things just didn't work. So there was no reason for you to play on high settings because there was just more stuff on the map.
Yeah, there would be like buses that would de-render. Like obviously you couldn't shoot through them, but being able to see on the other side of it is a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, it's huge.
Well, especially
really,
playing
like
a map a lot, you know where stuff is, even if it doesn't spawn in.
Oh my god, this feed from Magos. Oh my god, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, Mago went demon mode here. Oh, he almost got the 5th too.
And you try to go through there. That's not happening. I think he shorties him in the face, right? Oh no, just COD timing. Thing.
Happens.
Yep.
It's like one of those, I have half of a magazine, let me reload real quick, and then boom, here someone comes.
I think.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, this is like could potentially finish a tie game if it remains double cap. Oh wait, no, it's TSM with double cap. Never mind. I was wrong.
Yeah, there's no question from here on out that TSM wins this one. They pretty much hold the double cap the whole time, and it's just over. And then kind of same thing as we go into the next hard point. It's pretty much TSM just
whopping them.
Just yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like ARP stepped up so big after this matchup. I don't know if it was, they felt like they should have won that match or what, but they answered back in a big way, moving forward from here. And there were so many good teams that played. Like I feel like watching like the early stages of Masters and whatnot, I feel like it put like a bad stain on the like what was expected of NA, because you see a team come into Masters and get nuked 3 times and you're just like, wow, NA sucks. But you boil down into the top 8 and things get really well. Like I even think Explicit played way better than I anticipated them to, because like, just to be flat out honest, the 3 strong players on that roster is Solar Snipes, Solo, Snipes, Veteran were the big players for the weekend. But obviously, looking at some of the roster changes with the merge with AR, that roster is nuts. You have Solo, you have Blur / Emali, you have Solar, you have such a strong team. That I really have big expectations for them moving forward if they stick around.
Yeah, I really hope they stick together, because that's a really strong team.
Yeah, and especially as strong as they performed being a newly formed team at the time, right? Like they came through really, really big. Their play styles mesh really well together. So I hope they stick around, because that is just flat out like a stronger roster, even though Explicit did perform well over the weekend. But
somebody in chat said they will join Tribe. I think it would be very difficult to merge 2 7-man, 6-man rosters together. I think it would probably not be the best idea, so that seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah, even if that were to happen, there's enough players to form a second roster.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, so
it just wouldn't make any sense. People still sleeping on Tectonic. Keep in mind, this is after the Tribe matchup, so it's not like this is after a cakewalk. His KD goes up to a 1.7. Little B, obviously up there too. But I think Tectonic was, what do you have? Like a 31 and 11 in one of the finals games?
Tech fried.
He was just insane.
I was pretty disappointed that NYSL lost that finals matchup after 3-0.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man, this is.
Honestly, we can go ahead and skip ahead, because I think we'll watch the Tribe
Explicit match, right?
Yeah, Tribe Explicit game 5, because that was
Explicit was not. They got caught on the. We were pissed off.
Yep.
What was the score of? Oh yeah, okay. Here's the game 5 Tribe match.
Yeah,
when I saw this, I was like, no shot Tribe wins, because we had scrimmed Explicit a little bit on this map, and they took us round 11. So they're definitely not bad at this map at all.
Explicit's a really, really good search team, and again, not saying Tribe is bad, but it's definitely not their strong suit.
They just don't practice it,
Yeah.
I mean, these kids, I don't know how much they play it, but they play it at least a little bit,
Yep.
It really doesn't require much to be a good S&D team. You just have to play it a little bit.
I'm glad that Solo got the opportunity to prove himself, because
Oh,
obviously people that watched him in like Mobile Mayhem knew how good he was, but not that many people have watched Mobile Mayhem this season.
Oh, I called him after this series. I was like, "Yo, this is the birth of Han Solo," and I was like, "You need to change your name to Han Solo." I hope that's correct, man, because that's dope.
Yeah.
Mobile Mayhem was also pretty scuffed with all the crap that happened. So.
But Mobile Mayhem is also like stage 4 this year, where it's like, get the crappy teams out of the way, and just like once you get to the meat and potatoes of it, you get to see some good matches.
Somebody in
I
chat.
think towards the end of that Mobile Mayhem season, it was good.
Yeah. Somebody in chat just said, if TSM hadn't gotten DQ'd, they would have won. Is it possible that they got DQ'd because there was something that was giving them an advantage, and that's the reason that they would have won? It seems like a very real possibility in my mind, but maybe I'm the only one thinking that.
There's also no guarantee that they would have won, right? Like, there's a lot of strong competition, and like ARP played so good on day 2. There's a real chance that ARP could have, lost to TSM, went through the losers bracket, and the way ARP played on Saturday versus Sunday was a totally different monster. So there's a real chance that even if that were to have gone through, obviously at that point, TSM still have to make it through. Mayhem, who was playing really well, Little B and Tectonic and Nero were really cracked. Space obviously made some really good plays. So there was a lot of like really difficult competition ahead as well. And ARP ended up coming through and winning the whole thing. And again, that's after losing to TSM and looking down in the dumps. They came through and played like a totally different team on day 2.
100%. And this is so just bizarre to watch. I don't know how Ban stayed alive right here. He should have been dead at like 4 different points, and somehow
I kind of got scared because they lost the next 2 rounds, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm trying to remember. I think Marshy actually clutches up right here, which I was.
He clutched the 1v2. This one right here.
I was happy for him doing that, especially after what happened in the 1v4 yesterday.
Was this? Yeah, this was after that, right? This is the losers bracket.
Yeah, this is day 2.
Wait, what the hell is that guy doing? What's wrong with you, veteran?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sound the snow, and you don't have to get off the heady. I think Lucifer's sniping.
Oh my god, just the timing on this is unreal. Yeah, I don't know why he goes bottom right here. This is where I was like, what's he doing? I think he's just trying to play corners with a shorty, but you give up the high ground advantage immediately. Limit your visibility so much too.
He's just playing this horrified.
I'm so glad my chat was way more in control than YouTube chat, because like to be able to see it better, I like synced up on actually pulling up the video, and YouTube is just out of control, man. Holy crap!
How did it feel watching and hosting NYSL? My only concern going into the weekend was that people were going to think that I was biased, but after the first day, I saw like a comment that got a bunch of likes on YouTube that said, I love how Bobby's a content creator for NYSL, but he's completely unbiased. So I was like, that was my only goal coming into it. I just wanted to be a good caster and not for people to think that I was there for any one team.
Yeah, you kind of fried us when we were doing pretty bad. So.
I think honestly, whoa, Mago, holy frick, 247 Raiders. Congratulations on your win. I appreciate it.
We were just gassing you up.
Yeah, we were gassing you up. I think you hit a big like a 4-piece or a 5-piece on Summit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my main goal. I was just like, if I can come out of the weekend and nobody has complained about me being biased, and what you were saying, like, I think I'm more aware of NYSL's weaknesses than any other team just because I watch them so much. And so, like, I think to a certain extent, it's easier for me to critique them than it is any other team.
We also talk with you, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you know, you get to see some of that stuff that we're like, dude, we suck at this, and you see it and you're like, yeah, they suck at that.
I mean, I think that's a really big, specifically for you as both a content creator for NYSL as well as a caster, is sure, there's gonna be that want that you want NYSL to come through and do good, but being able to remain objective is a really strong trait there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there are especially some points, especially whenever Tribe threw the 1v4. I was trying to I was trying not to go too hard, but Shift was like tearing them apart. Like, oh my gosh, I kind of felt bad to a certain extent because obviously you can't let that happen, but also like he was going at him.
I think Shift is like a future massive face. Like he does Valorant, right?
Oh yeah, he's the most underrated caster in esports right now.
I really like Shift.
He's better than half the CDO casters.
And he was doing challengers, wasn't he? Like
yeah.
Balls. Yeah, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta.
No, but he's been around for like 3, 4, 5 years.
It's a competitive market. Too,
that's true.
Though.
But I think to a certain extent, there's some people that get the jobs just because of like who they know rather than their casting ability. Because Shift has been around Call of Duty for a long time.
Yeah. Put the work in and he's doing good.
Yeah.
He really likes COD Mobile, which is cool to have like somebody that's that good at casting, that's actually invested in it. That's like, because he was even going back and watching VODs of Mobile Mayhem before Stage 4 started.
Yeah, no, he's. I don't know how many casters are actually doing their homework.
Yeah, no, he did good. He reached out to me before Masters started, and he was like, "Hey, I heard you have a bunch of notes on all these players, and I did COD Mobile, but I don't know enough about it other than to say, well, this team is higher seeded, so I got him all my notes from Mobile Mayhem, and he just absolutely ran with it."
We met up with him in LA at Champs, and he was super dope, super cool. He's pretty tall, or maybe we're just small. But he's a cool guy, man.
You said Shift is tall?
Taller than us in comparison.
Shift's as tall as I am.
Well, you're probably a giant.
Which is funny because
Maven's a freaking giant. People don't realize Maven's freaking 6'3". I thought he was going to be a short dude, and he walked into the room. I was like, oh not again. God. First it was Blaze making me short, and now Maven's going to make me look like a midget.
That's got to be so great working with that guy, man. Like I love his energy, and I've never even been in a room with him.
He's just a clown. He's a freaking goofball. Oh, and the zigzags coming out of Envy right there. I was watching that. I was like, what in the world?
Oh, yeah, I screamed. I was like, oh, he's scared.
Yeah, like, what? What are you guys doing right there?
He was looking like a Vader on this same map on the hardpoint.
I feel like Shift would be a cool guy to sit down and just, like, have a drink with.
Yeah, we had drinks with him last night. It was fun.
Super chill to talk to.
Yeah.
Are you still in Ohio?
No, I'm back now. But gotcha. he actually lives only like 2 hours away from me. I didn't realize.
Awesome. You probably have like a special. What? That's not the word. You probably have like a specific extra amount of like fun and enjoyment when you're watching these because of the people that you know. Like you're so close with Marshy, these guys.
Yeah.
It's really cool to kind of watch them.
I told them coming into it that I was like just nervous for the weekend. Like I wasn't nervous for South Asia and Middle East at all, but this region is like kind of my baby in that like I've been casting ever since Omen Challenger series was a thing, and I started casting because I asked Ronin for VODs from some $50 tournament that they were running, and I wanted to do a Bobby Reacts or Bobby Spectates pro players or something like that. It's back when Godsley was a freaking pro player.
Yeah. Oh god.
But it's
you definitely have a more intimate connection with a lot of the players than you will in other regions. But...
And to a certain extent, it was a little frustrating and like embarrassing for me when all the crap goes wrong. But also, it's cool to see like that there are multiple teams that can come out on top in the region.
Like kind of.
Oh, there's Path. Hello.
Hello.
What were you saying?
I said Bobby basically raised the NA region.
Yeah, I'm literally their dad.
Just to kind of get to see the first, like a guy like Solo. Like you get to see him first. You get to talk about him first. You get to be like, put the eyes on him.
Yep.
And they'd be really happy because you were like, yo, I was talking about this guy back in this tournament.
Yep.
We tried to pick him up, but they got denied. They denied it.
Oh, you tried to pick up solo?
Yeah, they denied it.
Dang, that would have been huge. That'd been crazy.
They denied it, and he was like, after a while, he was just like, "Look, dude, I'm gonna stay on explicit."
Yeah.
And we were like, we respect that.
It's a good opportunity for him to be like the leader of a team over there too. Even if it's not necessarily vocally, but being the face of the team.
Well, especially with the recent AR merger, right? Like that team is actually crazy. Like I really hope that team sticks together and pushes next year hard because they have a lot of talent.
He's a very polarizing, from what I hear from
Bobby, as a caster, do you ever struggle to know what to say at times?
He's a guy that
sometimes, but you just start a sentence and figure out where it's going before it ends.
Does that make sense?
Thanks for the 5.
He's very polarizing, like Leon, in the sense that he's very strong charactered, and you either like him or you hate him. And it's the extremes of it. You either really like him or you hate the guy.
Yeah, this play from Lucifer was huge. Nice little flank up the stairs.
This is a really important round too.
Yeah, I'm excited for Bolu to heal up. It's you know he's capable of playing.
At what point do we stop giving him that crutch though, right? Because obviously he's only got like a. I don't want to say it's impeding him or not impeding him because it definitely is, but I mean he's definitely close to being fully back. You know what I mean?
I mean, he said when his hand or his arm or whatever, he said himself that his hand was totally fine. And that as long as his arm was stationary, he could totally play, and it wasn't bad at all.
Okay.
And then he went on, and people just started saying, "Well, his arm is broken. Well, his arm is broken." But he then's like, "Yo, I can play when it's fine."
Yeah.
If it's really that bad, and he cares about his career.
Through this round.
Yeah, I don't know what Marshy was doing right there. I'll rewind that one, chat.
That bomb placement had all of the opportunity for him to just go for the defuse.
Because especially once you get the first kill, like you have an opportunity. He had no business winning the gunfight in the first place. At that point, look at the clock. You got 6 seconds. You don't have time to get a kill and get back to the bomb anyway.
Well, especially with the placement, right? Like where the bomb was placed, there was no way someone was going to pick him off of that trolley.
Yeah, that was... I mean, there were definitely a lot of mistakes that I think Tribe can clean up on in the search and destroy. I mean, like you said, nobody in the region scrims search and destroy. So I think, especially if you want to have a shot at taking a search and destroy off of a Chinese team, then a lot of teams got some work to do. Oh my gosh. When was it that Tectonic hit that God nade? It was in the finals against ARP, right?
Yeah, it was finals against ARP on Raid.
It was the first round of finals.
First round of finals? Okay.
When we pull that up, can we look at the Hawk's Nest tweet? Because the edit is so good.
Let's see.
What was it detected?
It was on Raid,
like a cross map,
and he naded from like mid courtyard all the way across to the A-bomb and landed right on his head.
Pushed up and was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn around and throw this grenade across the map.
Hacker confirmed.
Yeah, Tribe just bottled up right here, and they played this way too scared. I think that they got to a point where they just lost their S&D confidence, and at that point,
I think our issue right now, like for S&D, for NA as a whole, is like our mid-round management really needs work. Like we can choke 2v4, we can choke 4v2s really easily, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Marshy, I thought you could wallbang that, but apparently you can't, and that's just truly unfortunate for Marshy.
There aren't many wallbang slots on the Summit.
But usually any type of like material that you can also see through, typically you can wallbang it too.
Welcome to COD Mobile where nothing makes sense.
I mean, you couldn't shoot through the cage, and then they updated it, and you could.
Yeah.
The fence on Hackney, you couldn't shoot through it, and now you can. It seems very silly.
Was I looking at the kill feed wrong? Okay.
I
thought I was commentating this wrong. It's 100% a glitch. It says that Bolu Oh no, he does get the kills. He ran out of time. Okay. I forgot about that. Yeah. I was brain farting a little bit right there. Okay, so that's how Tribe got eliminated for everybody who wasn't aware. After they lost to NYSL. To be honest, we don't really need to watch Revenge versus Explicit.
What do you mean? That was the banger of the weekend?
That was the one I was mostly hoping for a nuke in, if you want me to be honest.
None of those teams are nuking each other.
Yeah.
They're not that bad.
I think this is a pretty good one. This is pretty tight. Somebody in chat said something earlier about why was Nero randomly body shooting. That's just because Nero does whatever the frick he wants to.
Yeah, Nero's just always body
It's not a bad blood thing. It's just if he wants to do it, he's gonna do it.
Nero's not gonna talk shit to you after the game when he's already beating the hell out of you. He's gonna talk shit to you while he's beating the shit out of you, or in the process of getting his ass whooped. That's what makes Nero the competitor that he is. That he does it from the get-go.
Yep. Just let the game do the talking.
Yeah, because it's easy to talk when you smoke somebody.
Yeah.
Not easy to do it when the competition's in the heat of it, and he does it. We lost this one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we lost like 150 to 67, I think.
This is winners finals, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the
first okay. Yeah. I was thinking this was first part of the grand finals.
Okay. This back for the first time. Shoot.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, we didn't rotate. Like, why do I have? Oh, I'm in this spawn. It's okay. But then you get 3-piece. Come on.
This map does have some really weird spawns behind trailer, though. That tilt me
this
sometimes.
is one of the better maps for the spawn.
It is, but there's that one weird pocket behind trailer that is just so annoying.
Okay, so after this dial-in, Shift had a lot of criticism for the communication. Do you feel like you guys' communication style is still effective for the way that you play?
No, our comm style has actually changed a lot. These comms were a product of the younger guys.
Yeah.
Or the non-veteran guys just fucking absolutely losing their minds. Losing fool. We talked about it. But we get people who are just not, they've never been there before.
Yeah.
And they kind of
I feel like that was one of Little B's things with Masters. And I feel like he burned a lot of the nerves out there and was able to come through.
Well, Little B's not a like outrageously vocal person anyway, so if anything,
I just meant in the play style in its own right.
I mean, the most Little B will say is ZIM is fat.
Yeah, that's an inside. But yeah, no, we had and like the comms were weird, cause it's like Awaken and to a lesser degree Space, but mostly Awaken. He'll go on a 4 or 5 kill streak. Just like running his mouth the whole time, talking. It's like it's jumbling, it's a mess. And then he'll choke a score streak, and then he'll just be like, "Come on!" It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're fucking frying. We're winning, or like we're playing still. It's like nobody cares. You just going on a 4 kill streak. Just stop, cut it out. And he knows that that's some shit that he has to work on, but. But that's what it is for him. It's a whole lot of just like disappointed he's not finishing these streaks.
Yeah.
And he's going. That's actually something I get a lot of feedback whenever we have a major tournament from a lot of CDL pros. They'll DM me and I'll talk to people from the coaches because they're always like the comms. What's up with the comms? And then they're like, slow it down. Talk more about the smaller things and the tone. One of the things, the big feedback that I get a lot is the tone. Everything's like so like up here in the higher register.
It's like it's the end of the world if your teammates don't know what's happening. Yeah.
It seems like everything is so important when it should be that everything should be stable in the mid to like low register. And then when something important happens, it comes up here. But because it's always up here, there's no like focus on the things that are really important.
Yeah.
And it gets missed in the jumble. So that's definitely something we have to work on going into stage 5. But quite honestly, I also think that just being in person with each other will help that a lot too.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because you have zero ping is the ultimate equalizer, so I think that's something that nobody can really calculate for right now in making those predictions. And obviously China is playing on zero ping for all their stuff, so it's tough to say how much of a role that's gonna play.
I mean, the other thing that for us, like, we were practicing this entire time and asking the admins if kinetic armor would be used. So we were using kinetic the whole time, and we were using kinetic in large part because of the shorty.
Yeah.
Like, kinetic don't one shot it just don't. So, and we were just smoking teams with kinetic real bad.
Yeah.
And really taking a lot of the shorty nonsense out of it. And then we load up on the esports client, and it's in the game, but it says coming soon. So it was like they didn't unlock it in time.
Yeah.
And so all that operator stuff that we were doing with kinetic armor, we just had to switch it last second and go back to the death machines.
Gotcha. Good lord.
But I think if we have kinetic in the finals,
we got all the LATAM rates today. Cheto with 62 as well. I appreciate it. Can we get some raid hype in chat? Congratulations on your spot in stage 5 and the championship for Zygnus.
I hope we have actual balance.
And I'm also sorry that the casters called you Cheeto all weekend.
That just simply do not have all of the
like.
I was yelling at them from my couch the entire time.
Correctly, like we're always playing like one season behind the actual balance.
I hope that they at least do it for EU and give them kinetic so that we can see it. I'd actually really like to see competitive kinetic armor being used, but
it'll probably be like Black Ops 3. So you
Bobby,
pop
do you know
kinetic.
is EU like shorty heavy too? Because I don't watch too much.
Yeah, they're pretty shorty heavy as well. It's the same meta for the most part, except there's just random players that use guns you would never expect to see and somehow make it work.
I used to see them banning like RUS and stuff when we had weapons.
What?
And it was always like why?
Yeah, like Veer was like top fragging for Anarchy with the ASM 10 in Mobile Mayhem finals.
Nuts.
ASM 10 is okay, but RUS is kind of weird.
Pengy kind of popped off this round though.
Yeah, I don't like watching S&D on this map. It's so.
Oh, I love this map.
It's very slow.
It feels like it's just guesswork the whole way. It feels like there's too many spots that you gotta check.
Because takeoff kind of feels like a Modern Warfare map, you know? You have to watch so many angles at the same time.
And I think that this map is easy. Like, we love this map. This map is super there are 3 true lanes, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Like once inside a building,
kind of 3 true lanes that they kind of like lead into each other, but there's definitely 2 big ones.
Yeah.
And it's really not that bad. Like, the bombs are fairly obstructed. One of them's on pretty much in the spawn of the defense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this map is a whole lot of guesswork. I think this map is don't be scared. Like, choose some shit to do, because if you see this, like, you'll see an ARP team like this, that they're playing everywhere on the map on their defense. They're like on top in the lounge area.
Oh yeah, Nero's got to get that kill 100%.
Yeah, but
I think he panicked because there was just so many people there. He just didn't know where to shoot.
Yep.
You see very wide setups on this map, and I'm not saying wide setups are bad. I'm just saying that when you're slow and you don't make these strong decisions in the middle of these rounds, you lose a lot of space. And because there's so much obstruction on this map, once you get the bomb, it's hard to lose a round on this map when you get the bomb down. Like, bomb down to death sentence.
I do also think some people need to consider that this is a Black Ops 1 map, so like some of the placements of the bombs aren't like as developed as you'd like to see in COD, just because it's a little out of date compared to how strategic the maps are played now. Because this is the Stadium DLC map from Black Ops 1 that got brought back as the Takeoff DLC map in Black Ops 2. So it's a total reskin.
I'm 90% sure in the vanilla game, A is actually in Dome. I'm pretty sure. Now that would be horrible.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
That would be awful with where the teams spawn. Like, offense would free plant the bomb all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But this, it's tough playing offense on this map. You definitely have to have a direction, and having good snipers really helps too.
Ask him why they don't use trophies and respawn. Some players do, but also you have concussions, which are incredibly effective right now.
Not everybody. ARP was running like three or four of them.
3 or 4 concussions.
In the standoff, in the very last standoff that we played, they got to a point on that map where they were just chucking concussions.
Yep.
Respawn chuck.
Yeah, no, spawn up, look up, throw it, stun,
Yep.
stun. And I realized it because I'm watching Space and he's just laying down. He goes, I got concussed, and then he goes, tick, I got concussed again. Tick, I got concussed again. Tick, I got concussed again.
This was a big opportunity for Awaken. He could have made something crazy happen if he hits this next spray, but he doesn't hit the last bullet that he needs on. I thought he did more damage to Pengy than he did, but I guess it wasn't that much.
He got in a spot where he was trapped between multiple players coming from different areas. He was fighting against the clock. It just sometimes you're in that position, you can't win them all.
Yep.
Man, there's just something magical about this team in S&D, man. They just, it's hard to beat this team in S&D.
Is this the map that Jesus like just blatantly missed a hard scope? I think.
I'm not talking about ARP. I'm talking about.
Oh no, I know. I'm trying to remember back. I know there was a big one where everybody was like, "Oh my God, Jesus, how do you miss that one?"
I think I remember that. Oh, was it that one or like hard scope? Like I think it was in the finals, wasn't it?
Might have been.
I remember calling it because I was like, yeah, sometimes that's one of those shots where like you hit the easy or you hit the hard shots, miss the easy shots.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. See the barrel sticking out around the corner.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to the end of this one.
Well, I definitely at least until you see us on defense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, because we made some work happen in defense.
We suck.
What the?
That's Brian. That's Tech.
That sounded like a pre-made audio recording.
Yeah, it did. Like a soundbite.
Yeah.
Little B said here, this round, he goes, just let me work. And there he goes.
Yeah.
Gets
this might be the round that Jesus misses the shot.
He also said he can't play against passive players.
Yeah, Little B is mind-numbingly big brain.
Yeah, they're down 3-5. I figured it was chalked at this point.
Never chalked.
Never chalked.
We win these.
Yeah, Mayhem's ability.
We win
to
a lot
back,
of these. We win a lot of.
Mayhem's ability to come back in bad S&D situations is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's Tech Chat. Post Malone.
I'm driving.
Hello, I'm back.
Is this 4-5 now? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so they get that one. I think it was actually, wasn't it right before that round that like Pepe sticks his tongue out to the camera or something?
He did it a lot, and it was so cringy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really. I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Peep the shot call right here. Yeah. There it goes.
Oh, he turned on him right there.
Tech had a really big play this round.
Yeah.
Here, this was good.
Playing his life really well. Looking like freaking a Beezy right here.
Damn.
Oh, is this where he misses the hard scope?
It might be.
3v1. Yeah,
Space. Yes, this is it. This is
what I'm saying.
it.
This is what I'm saying. Like the young guys need to calm the fuck down because here I'm like Space, climb, just go up and sound. Just literally put the bomb down.
It's right here, Bobby.
Go up
and
just lay down. And Space is like spinning in circles. He's like running around doing all the most. I'm like, yo, chill out, dude.
Oh, that's tough. That's he's
Yeah,
like, you can see him swallow after that. He's like, oh no, I'm screwed now.
And then Space is like, I'm getting naded. I gotta. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't have to chow. You're fine. Look at Jesus Christ.
He knew as soon as he missed that one shot, he was like, oh,
and
well,
then
this
right here, we're like, what do we do? And I'm like, yo, do what I did in the All Stars. That's exactly what I was like. I was like, in All Stars, I smoked this staircase and I ran at them. So just do that. I was like, I remember it worked against Super. Tech died here, and everybody else did it, and we got the big pinch on Dome.
I know. I was debating to make it look like we were playing passive. It all worked out.
I think Space clutched up here really big, if I remember.
Yeah, he got like
yeah, he did.
2
He
or
got
3K.
2. Look in you. He hit him with the Vitali. Like, get off me, and he wasn't even looking at him. No, we won that.
And
But
then
that's that kind of stuff. You just gotta be on the fly, kind of doing stuff.
can we all agree that Crossfire Dom needs to be out of the map pool?
Yes. Please remove it.
Yes, I hate
Yeah, because nobody wants to pick it
I want to
for a
remove
reason.
shorties.
Well, yeah, shorties obviously, but as far as map, get rid of Hackney Dom, get rid of Crossfire Dom.
Yo, Tech had like 60 kills in this mid building over the weekend though. Shorty.
No, dude, this entire map is get into P1 and pull out your shotgun. Like, that's all it is.
Literally.
That's what I'm saying. It's
It's
stupid.
literally all this is. I mean, we did it to them really bad on this map.
Yeah.
This is the one that we won.
Yeah, I was surprised y'all held.
Oh no, we choked this one. We did really well in the first half, and then we choked this one.
Well, yeah, because
they
you
got
put
that
yourselves in a
flip.
spot where you're on weak side for both halves.
Yeah.
No, we like to start off on the bad side.
Well, yeah, obviously you want to start on the bad side, but you started off good side here and still gave it up.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would not be opposed if we have slums as domination to replace this thing.
Hell no, dude. Dom shouldn't. Hell no. Slums is a 4v4 map. You don't throw 5 and then throw Dom on that.
At least Slum makes more sense in this thing.
Hell
So,
no.
Slums is kind of unbalanced too. It's I can't remember which of the sides is stronger because I don't.
It's not a 5v5 map. It's not a 5v5 map at all. It should not be 5v5.
Yeah, Slums is very chaotic. I think
I
I'm trying to think
I mean,
of
if
Dom
we're
maps that
strictly
aren't in the
playing
pool
5v5,
right
we
now.
might as well remove all the Black Ops maps. Like only Hackney is.
It's not about remove the it's not about remove the Black Ops maps. It's about remove this 5v5 crap.
I would love to have.
Oh, you want to go 4v4?
4v4 could
Hell
be cool.
yeah, go 4v4.
Yeah.
You know how many more teams you'll have, Bobby?
That's true.
You'll have so many more teams to cast. Good teams, you'll be able to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm all in favor of it. I just think
4v4
COD
just
Mobile is
requires
not great
teams
at
to,
making
play
big
better.
changes, and that would be a massive change.
That's why you do it after
Well, like
the World
in
Championship.
general, I feel like what this game really needs is
Do it for
someone
the-
with radical innovation.
Do
Like,
it.
We've
Oh, I
been
agree.
playing
Like
the
a
same
later.
game for 2 years.
Yeah.
Literally,
Do it.
2 years.
Do it for like
and no big change.
a later thing for the like anniversary. You're like,
Mhm.
yo, here's the COD Mobile whatever, boom, anniversary stuff we want to do, dope. And then we're switching to 4v4 next year, and then make it so that they follow the main line. If you want COD Mobile to connect with console people, make it
Please add
identifiable to
GAs.
them.
Yeah.
Please add GAs.
No, not the G. What do you mean add GAs? You add gentlemen's agreements. You can't add gentlemen's agreements.
Yeah,
You're
that's all on the
putting that-
players. Yeah.
That's all on the
I'd rather
players.
GA out fucking shorty.
Like, everybody's like add GAs,
Yeah.
and they don't realize that teams are free to
Yeah.
GA as they please right
yeah,
now.
I mean,
People just
the
have
teams
to-
have created a GA before, but because there's at
And
least at
people
the
just
time
went
there were too
rogue
many
and didn't
kids in the
do it.
league, nobody actually abided by it.
Yeah, all it takes is one person to get tilted and be like, you know what, I'm
Yeah.
pulling out the shorty.
And it's just, I mean, you can
Yeah,
tell.
that-
I mean, with the amount of DQs that you saw in one weekend of NA, like you can guess pretty easily how it would go if you tried to create a GA. Like, there's just not. And I think 4v4 would help with that. I think you could get to a point where you actually have 32 players that are actually going to take themselves seriously, that maybe you could agree on a GA. But when you're trying to make it like 40, 50 people, it's just the scene hasn't progressed far enough.
Especially players that know they're not at the top.
Yeah, exactly. Like the gap from top to bottom is so big that there's not enough to lose for those bottom players.
Chicken Alfredo, Angel.
Chat, for those of you who don't know, GA stands for Gentleman's Agreement, so it's something that the CDL uses where basically all the players agree on what is banned and what is not banned, Usually they take a vote on it. They all abide by it because they have competitive integrity.
That's all. That's all.
We could have a GA and Mobile Mayhem, and then next thing you know, you have people like XCal come in and they're like, "Yeah, I'm using the shorty. I don't care."
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm on shrooms
like,
right now, so I'm gonna pull it out.
And then you can't do anything to them because it's not a rule; it's a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. Should have banned Holger and Shorty. Oh, I 100% agree. I wish they would have.
I agree. I actually don't even know about banning the Holger because I feel like if you take the Shorty out, a lot more weapons become viable.
I think just banning LMGs in general because it makes players look so unskilled whenever their best strategy for map control is just pre-firing an entire 100-round magazine.
Blast the doorway. Yo, Little B hard trolled this so hard. Can we talk about this? Just watch the entire rest of this half.
Is this where he throws the death machine?
This is where you... No, he's in the Goliath. Is this the map
that was Space in the Goliath.
That's Space in the Goliath.
Oh, okay. Okay, well there ends up a point where
he calls in his death machine in no man's land and gets beamed.
Gotcha. No, man, there's another. Maybe it wasn't this series.
It could have been the finals.
He's in a Goliath P1, and then we get flipped A, so he leaves P1 as we have the B cap. He should just defend the B cap, and he leaves P1 with the Goliath to go. It might be here. This is Little B's Goliath, no? Oh, this is their Goliath.
That is their Goliath.
Gotcha. They might have not been in this series.
Yeah, this one was tighter than we thought it was going to be, especially with Mayhem on weak side in the second half. But it's just, it's so difficult unless you get crazy snowball in the first half, which is why they won it in the final one. I really hate it so much. Every time you played them, there was a crossfire dom, right?
Yeah, every single we kept going back to.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the first time I went back to it was because we fluked out. Like that was just no good. We had a lead and we blew it. We won the second one really good, and then the third one was just P1 warfare with the shorties. One thing that I think this team does that I don't see anybody, they run grab spikes on this.
That was really interesting, and it worked a lot for them on. I'm trying to think where it was.
Sections like here, where you've got small, like even P1.
Well, it's got to be somewhere that has a roof.
Yeah.
But if it's got a roof, it's
get your head on the roof
effective.
And it detonates.
Yeah, it's like undodgeable. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was very intuitive. We were doing that a little bit, but we just could not find. There goes the Pepe Tungle.
Yeah.
That's the second one because I know in my watch party I ragged on him the first time because they ended up losing that search and destroy. And then I was like, oh look, Pepe learned to wait until he wins to do that.
No, I mean, when you're winning, you deserve to.
I thought he was gonna be mad tilted though after he did that, and then they lost that search on takeoff.
This was the winners.
Well, I know. I thought you guys were just gonna win the series. I thought because they tilt themselves a lot. Like if you watch Zia's stream, like they get under each other's skin. Like
really?
Oh yeah, no, they argue a lot, but I mean that's just because they play so fucking much. They need to chill the hell out,
I didn't realize they scrim teams from like every region.
Yeah, they play a lot of teams. They play a lot of teams for sure.
I think somebody said they scrim like Japan too, or I don't know if it was Japan or if it was Garena, but yeah. I mean, I think that is good.
Yeah.
To be able to go up against like different metas and see how you fare up against it, but also like you said, like get a rest sometimes.
Yeah, there's a little server with all of the.
They played Team Vitality.
Okay. They scrim Japan, India, and EU. Well, there you go. I think Japan's gonna get smoked in champs.
I think Japan and India is gonna get smoked in champs.
Tim,
did you see their?
Tim, you can't say that when I'm streaming. You're gonna get canceled by India now.
I'm not saying India sucks. I'm just saying your pro teams suck. Did you see your leaderboards? You guys had like 2.7s and stuff. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, top to bottom. Yeah. I know what
you
you're
guys saying. Like you guys have some pretty. I respect the top teams that came out of India. Everybody else, hell no.
I think Insidious is gonna do well, but I think all the other teams will get smoked.
To be fair, I only respect Insidious out of the entire region.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Like they're the actual like good team.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to compete, but yeah,
whenever they get it, that I don't like that.
Vitality and Revenant are gonna get smoked. And I said that before. That's not something I'm saying for the first time. I think they'll probably be. I think Vitality, or not Vitality. I think Revenant will probably be like bottom 2 in stage 5.
Space already. You're about to get eaten alive by the Indians. Yo, it's not disrespect to the Indians, man.
He wasn't talking about Insidious, guys. He was only talking about the bottom 2. Don't worry.
As I said, the teams that came out, I respect your qualifying teams and the champion team. They're champions. Everybody else, horrible. Plus, I'm pretty sure that's the reason last year that wasn't that the reason last year, Bobby, where some guy got like a double nuke on a crossfire hardpoint.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't remember.
It was that region or like Garena, one of the stage 3s or something. They were playing with each other, and they were like literally just nuking kids. There's no way.
No, it was at regionals.
Yeah, it was in regionals. It wasn't even stage 3. It was in the regional championship. They were getting nuked. Nuts.
Sylvia, I think something you got to remember is chat only has a memory span of 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So whatever team is winning in the current moment is the best team in the world.
Yeah.
When we went, I was like, "Yo, we have fans? What the hell?"
The same people that were trashing NYSL for
minutes later,
ARP, literally going into the finals when NYSL 3-0'd ARP, the same people were like, "Oh my god, NYSL is crazy."
And
I see people clowning NYSL in chat right now, but you know those are the guys that were saying Tribe's not going to lose a single match in all of stage 4.
And then Tribe got eliminated.
Yeah.
Like we had very poor scrims. We subbed in a guy that didn't practice at all with us. We weren't in the same location. We weren't playing what we were practicing with the kinetic. All of these are things that we had to deal with. Other teams have to deal with that same stuff as well. Like I'm not gonna call anybody a shorty war on stage to shorty, but
but like Tectonics,
we've had a lot of stuff.
Like opposite of storm chasing.
Hello.
Storm running.
Yep.
Like it's weathering the storm.
Yeah. Yeah, this was. I mean,
29th.
Obviously, stage 5. That's the ultimate equalizer. So same device, same ping, everybody together. It's. If I had to guess, probably going to be a lot of results that are different from what we're seeing in really probably every region. Not saying it's not going to be the number 1 team still on top, but it's definitely going to be more of a fight.
You know what triggers me super hard as well is that people just cannot fathom that Tribe loses.
Yeah, like, it's
Tribe
so weird.
Loses.
Yeah.
Tribe is not. They're not unbeatable.
Yeah.
And we beat them in stage 3, and people said, "Oh, they let you win, so you qualify to stage 4."
Yeah, when I saw people,
and they were like,
when I saw people
say,
I would say something. When I saw people say that Tribe let NYSL win in order to let them get to stage 4, y'all don't realize that's disrespectful to Tribe. Like, you don't think that they care about winning? That if I'm a competitor and somebody's saying about me after I lose, oh, he let them win. That's disrespectful to me as a competitor. Because I'm giving my all in every single competition. Like, I don't care what's on the line, if it's 10,000 CP or if it's $10,000. Like, I'm giving my all every single time. I saw people saying that. I was like, that's more disrespectful to Tribe than it is to freaking Mayhem.
It triggered me a lot, and then when we knocked them to the losers bracket. Which, like, dude, it happens. Like, we lose to Tribe, they beat us sometimes. Like, it happens. When we lose, though, we don't say dumb shit, and we don't have anybody on our side of the ring saying shit like that for us. So when we beat them, and then they're like, well, they already qualified. They don't really care. Like, dude, we're not playing for chump change.
Yeah, exactly.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And the people who are cutting the checks on Tribe, they flew them to Dallas. We're in a franchise and we didn't fly out.
Yeah.
You know, like they want to win. Trust me, man.
Yeah. Like you don't spend that type of money to just kind of like sit around and twiddle your thumbs.
No. What's the incentive to do that?
Yeah.
No. So like, I don't know, people just gotta wake up. They gotta stop. They gotta stop it with that weird stuff. But whatever. I think as the franchise comes, you'll actually see true fan bases grow and stuff.
Yep.
But right
and
now,
there's also just a lot of kids that watch COD Mobile. Like at the end of the day, kids that don't have a background in like other sports, esports, whatever it is, they don't have a concept of like loyalty to a team.
Well, and also there's a lot of people that just don't understand. Like I know one of the hottest takeaways from like the last Mobile Mayhem season and then even going into Masters is the age restriction.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how much legal hoops you have to jump through when there's monetary value on the line with a minor. Like let alone now you're in charge of a minor's travel, you're in charge of what happens to that minor when they're off in the middle of nowhere, you know? So there's just this is a job, you know?
Yeah.
And people need to consider that as a fact.
All right. Mayhem versus Explicit Hardpoint was pretty much a wash.
Yep.
Yeah. Once they locked down P4 right here, you already knew it was over. I think they actually get broken at some point, right? Or is that
at the
here?
very end?
Yeah,
with like 10 seconds. At that point, we were like, "Thanks for breaking."
Yeah.
Now we have new.
Yeah, this is. Oh my gosh. I think to be honest, I don't think Crossfire needs to be in the competitive rotation at all. Maybe S&D. Even then, it plays so campy that people in chat just complain the entire time that, oh, all they do is camp, because that's the way that you have to play the map.
Well, I mean that's the other thing too, right? When you're playing a competition, there's no such thing as camping. It's playing smart.
Exactly.
We had 3 sentry guns in the.
Yeah, I was like, how did they break through? I remember. I think Maven's. No, it is Shift Cassie with me right here. But he like saw the 3 sentry guns go down over here, and we just started laughing.
No, the call there might have been
they're
just die and go new because we had Goliath.
Yeah.
So we were like, whatever, just go new. And we have people peeking when they must not peek on point. So there's that too. Would have won the game there, but
yeah.
I'm human.
How dare you, Tectonic?
If you guys complain about camping in pubs,
what's Little B doing? Little B's just shooting at the wall.
Yeah, they were so bad in the S&D too. I was so surprised.
Nah, we were just good. That's
true. But to get 6-0'd, like to a certain extent, you gotta kind of play bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is the map where Narrow went 1v3, right?
It is, because it looked like they were finally gonna take a round, and then he still clutched it.
And then he was like, "Nah." Did you cast this game or not?
Yeah, I cast it.
And then the shorty won the game.
I mean, that's the case for every game that happened.
Even stuff like this, where it's like people just aren't doing the things that we're doing. Like this map, usually, it's a whole send fest to A. Send A. Nobody's trying these different things.
Yep.
You see a B plant, people are like, "What? What's going on here?"
Snipes is just hardcore chilling with his pillow.
I don't see this kind of stuff in any region.
Yep.
Not even in China.
Yeah, and also most of the regions, their utility usage is just absolutely abysmal. The amount of teams that, like, off the start of an S&D will throw 75% of their utility out is just ridiculous. Oh, and this is where Space started popping off with the sniper.
Yeah, Space was balling.
Yep.
We actually had a little back and forth at the start of the game because Tech wanted to snipe, and Space was like,
"No. I told him snipe. Just if he fucks up, then I'm getting him off of it."
I thought you said that on defense, and then you said that he didn't want him to snipe on offense, or somebody said that they didn't want him to snipe on offense, and Space was like, "I'm comfortable on it. Just let me try it."
YouTube chat, if you'd like to continue watching, you can. The rest of the stream is going to be Trovo exclusive at the link that I'm spamming down below. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. We'll be live again tomorrow at some point. See y'all then. Till then, hope you have a good day. And make sure to head on over to Trovo.
Okay. So I think like, okay, now I